Hello, everybody. May the 24th be with you. Okay, plan of action. It is now roughly 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which means I can roughly afford 4 hours, maybe, of gameplay. So let's see how much of the story we can get through in that amount of time. I have recently edited and uploaded my first 3.5 to 4 hours of the story so far. Some people are telling me that it's about 7 hours of story, which means for me, it's going to probably be 9 hours to get through the whole story. So we're probably not going to finish today, but we're going to come really close. And we'll probably find a good stopping point after 3 hours so that I can start doing my dailies, and then we'll try to find an opportune time to finish it. Probably Monday. Probably Monday we'll finish this, because I'm going to be doing my... Or, actually, yeah, because Sunday I'll be at work, and then when I get home from work, what we'll be streaming will probably be chapter 1149 of One Piece. So I won't be having a ridiculous amount of time to stream this, and I should also be taking some time off to edit my most recent Genshin stream. So that's basically the plan of action for today, and that's all I really have planned. Legend of the Galactic Baseballer, I don't know when I'm going to get around to doing that. So now we have to switch POV. Where we left off, we had just finally switched back to Hyacinth's POV for only, I guess, the second time this entire story. And I guess a brief refresher for those who haven't been watching these like in a series or sequence. We basically went to a funeral and learned Cipher's backstory. Not in that order. And that was pretty much the bulk of what the content of my first 3.5 hours of this story was. I thought we would spend a lot more time with Hyacinth, and considering we got effectively about an hour and a half of Cipher to herself, I'm expecting this next segment might be about an hour to an hour and a half of Hyacinthe. And because we are in the Hyacinthe POV, I wonder... Yes, we do get a Hyacinth to use. So let's do that. Let's do exactly that. Alright, now we can walk around as Hyacinth.
Light or leap for it.
I keep forgetting that Ika talks in doot-doot-doots.
This was where Professor Anaxa gave us the lesson. I can still
What lesson?
see that day in my mind.
Oh, are we gonna get a flashback? Or a CG?
And that was your last lesson in the Grove.
The last lesson. So this is the graduating class of Anaxa's new sporists, huh?
Now, each of you will head off on your own path. How much the Grove's teachings can help you in the real world depends on how well you can put knowledge into practice.
Man, how come these three gotta stand while everyone else gets to sit down?
However, heed this warning. If you ever do anything disgraceful out there, don't ever claim you were the student of Anaxagoras, one of the 7 sages.
Wow, you got no pride? I would fully embrace that and blame you nonetheless.
Professor Anaxa, there are still other classes scheduled on the calendar. Are you sure you didn't...
Firstly, call me Professor Anaxagoras.
Oh, he just wants to get rid of them, I see.
Secondly, to clarify, the last lesson means the last lesson I will teach you. I will be entering seclusion from today onwards to research ancient alchemy, and all my teaching activities will be put on hold.
I see.
Ah, I see. So you're saying that the lessons taught by all the other teachers aren't good enough to be considered lessons?
All you do every day is wag that sharp tongue of yours. That's a credit deduction, fine enough IDs Elysiae.
You have the ability to do that? Wow! I love that she's able to laugh in his face.
I have nothing left to say. Next.
Next.
Please wait, Professor.
Aren't you her... That's right, she's his teaching assistant.
According to the Grove's protocols for a cohort's final class, the lecturer should take some time in that lesson to discuss the students' post-graduation aspirations with them and guide them toward a solid path.
That's for the last class that they take, not the last lesson of the professor, is my rebuttal.
Surely you can't skip such a crucial step, Professor.
The teaching assistant, Miss Hyacintha, is truly Professor Anaxa's nemesis.
I'm glad that they they decided to not portray Castorus as, like, an emotionless doll. Based off of the fact that we knew that she was kind of representing death in one way or another, and the way she was portrayed at, what was it, like, the Gamescom trailer, I was worried that she would just be an emotionless doll, and I'm glad that they didn't go that route. They went with the depressed and lonely aspect instead.
Fine. Since Hyacintha insists on this,
I keep
let's
forgetting
go
that's her
through the
name.
process. Since some of you are so eager to speak, why don't we start with you, Finan of IDs Elysiae? What is your post-graduation aspiration?
Me? Well, it's not exactly an aspiration, but the only thing I want to do is to protect the people I care about.
Okay, how do you plan to achieve this aspiration? What is the career path you have chosen?
I see. So you want to be a hero? How boring. Next.
As someone aspiring to be a teacher, and I'm actually about a semester away from my degree, unless I'm, like, short on credits, which I hope I'm not. So, I'm getting close to the end of my student career and about to enter my teaching career, so this is going to be fun for me to listen to.
I didn't say...
I'm really happy to see Castorus like this.
Castorus, you've been giggling for quite some time. How about you go next?
Oh, she wasn't prepared to be put on the spot. She's been drawing so much attention to herself.
Perhaps my answer is a bit vague and meaningless, Professor Anaxagoras, but I hope the world can be freed from the agony of death, so that every living being may find calming peace.
Did I skip a line? I did not.
I hope the world can be...
How naive. So naive that it makes me want to weep for your fairy tale.
He's just gonna keep laying on the salt.
See, this is why I don't want to follow those outdated protocols. All I get are boring answers.
You're supposed to guide them, not ask them what they want to do.
Since you suggested this whole process, why don't you wrap this up, Hyacintha? Share your aspiration with everyone, and let's see if yours stands out.
Come to think of it, this is, I think, the first real insight into, like, Hyacinth at all we've gotten in the story. She kind of just shows up in 3.1, and 3.2 she doesn't really do anything. Except, like, do some exploring with Dan. This is, like, the first real insight into her character we're getting. Besides the fact that she likes to use nicknames.
So it's finally my turn. Good thing I came prepared.
Uh-oh.
My aspiration is nothing less than completing the final blank page at the end of the hero's epic.
What's the blank page at the end of the hero's epic?
Blank page? An interesting description. Do explain, assistant.
I've read all of Amphorius's heroic epics while studying at the Grove, and a common thread came to my attention. Almost every epic ends with a description of the hero's achievements. But few mention how the everyday people of that time lived. No one recorded the struggles and suffering the commoners endured.
That's very respectable for you to care about.
So you're saying that Instead of legendary heroes, you're more focused on commoners living on the peripheries of historical records.
Perhaps I'm influenced by my background. My ancestor, Seliosi the Day Thunder Knight, raised her spear against the sky and ushered in the flame-chasing era that continues to this day.
Seliosi the Day Thunder. Were they like the first Chrysos heir? Not counting, Tribios becoming the first, demigod.
Her story is told to every child descended from the Skyfolk. We have no doubts about Celiosi's greatness, yet her towering figure overshadowed every record from that entire era.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised if we got to meet Calypso and Naias. I wonder if Celiose is going to turn out to be Aquilla.
What about the Day Thunder Knight's family, allies, and friends? What about the survivors and those who died in the great battles? Whenever I think about their stories by the campfire, I realize the details of those legends have been long lost. And only Celiosi's name remains.
Very honorable, admirable, and noble of you to pursue this. Unfortunately, it is a task that you alone will not be able to achieve. You would have to convince many historians to take note of the Everyman. And it's also on all of us, the Everyman, to, like, record our own stories. Keep a diary. Make a live stream of your Let's Plays. And leave behind something of your own personal life for others to tell the story of your own story. Because if you don't do that, your story will be lost to history. You will be a speck, an afterthought. No evidence that you ever even existed.
Her brilliance had become as blinding
Stuck in the
as
shadow
Aquilla,
of someone bigger.
lording over everything on the ground. That's why I'm glad that my era does not lack heroes. All my ancestors had was a sad past. But I have a future I want to protect. Instead of becoming a hero and ushering in a golden deluge to baptize the world anew, I want to stay in the backline and save all the ordinary humans from drowning in the rising waves. I wish not to return to the sky, but to walk among the masses on Earth. I believe it's the only way for the saga of creation. To include a footnote for the everyday people in its blank page.
I don't think it needs to be a footnote. It is a story unto itself, Hyacintha.
I'm getting embarrassed from remembering how I said all that.
I wouldn't. Stand proud. You are strong. Wait, wrong anime.
But my beliefs have never changed. Now I really have a chance to stay behind the hero's front line and realize my dream.
You're a hero yourself, though. But I'm not sure if you realize that yet. Oh, Dan Hung's here. Hyacinth.
Danny, what are you doing here?
Also, I think it's funny that she spells Danny this way. I've met many other Daniels as a Daniel myself. I've never met a Danny that actually spelled their name I.E. Danny. I'm sure you all exist, I just haven't met one yet. I didn't expect to see you again in the Grove. Finon mentioned you were gearing up for a campaign against Aquilla. Are you here to...
You guessed it. To reach Aquilla's realm in the sky, descendants of the Sky People must perform a bloodline ceremony, summon the spirits of our ancestors, and get their blessings. That's the only way for creatures on Earth to forge the Rainbow Bridge to the sky.
The Rainbow Bridge to the sky.
And the soul of the first ancestor I want to see is here in the Grove.
Oh. The Rainbow Bridge is essential to retrieve the core flame of Aquilla, but undertaking such a vital ceremony alone is far too risky.
Don't worry. I have little Ika with me. You'll protect me, won't you?
How come little Ika wasn't with you the last time you were in the Grove and you had Danny protect you?
Good, Ika. Well, what brings you here, Danny?
I live in databanks. I'm collecting as many myths and research about the Titans as I can. Everything about Amphorius is a valuable addition to our databank. I get back on the Astral Express.
Ah, right. If all goes as planned, you and Gray will be able to go home after this mission, won't you?
We plan to stay even long after that, but it will be nice to be able to, recommunicate with our spaceship. Having the option to leave will be nice. Yes, assuming we can actually break the curse about worlds beyond the sky, I have a feeling it's not going to be smooth sailing.
Oh? Could it be that you too have some kind of hidden powers to make prophecies now?
No, call it intuition. That's not it. But I'm starting to question how real everything is after a conversation with a member of the Council of Elders. You had a... Oh, that's right. Danny got to meet the Council of Elders before we did, back in like 3.1 or 3.2, and we never actually got to see that cutscene.
Nope. I didn't understand that either, little Ika.
Don't worry about it. There's a lot that I still don't understand. Or is he talking about his meeting with Lygus?
Since we've already met up, why don't you come with me, Danny?
I was thinking the same thing. The grove's fraught with danger right now, and an extra pair of hands translates to extra security. He is the Astral Express's guard, I guess. Isn't that his technical role on the Astral Express?
That's the dependable express guard for you. So, shall we get going?
He's the current generation's Tiernan.
The chroma coffer is vibrating.
The chroma
There must
coffer?
be memories of an ancestor nearby.
What's the chroma coffer? What's this?
This is the divine object of the Sky People, the chroma coffer.
Cool. Why didn't you explain it before we got that line of dialogue about it?
Our ancestors dictated that when a descendant of the Skyfolk is ready to challenge Aquilla again, they must first awaken the spirits of their ancestors with the chroma coffer and receive their benediction.
Cool. So if no one has successfully bested them, how do you have this thingy? Or has no one challenged Aquilla before now?
Only after this can the chosen Skyfolk reascend to the heavens.
Is it to prevent those who are not qualified from pointlessly losing their lives?
Very prudent, wouldn't you say? The soul of an ancestor slumbers here. Now, I will awaken them.
Right. Well, I like talking to dead
Hyacintha
people.
From the Twilight Courtyard, a descendant of the sky who has inherited the duty of flame chase. The time has come to fulfill our clan's destiny. I will join the heroes of the prophecy to return to the sky and retrieve the core flame. Ancestor, please bestow upon me your generous blessing.
Listen. Oh. Oh, this guy seems angry.
Who has awakened me?
It's Hyacintha, a descendant of the Sky People. I apologize for interrupting your slumber.
Also, like, how does this, like, work exactly, I wonder? Because technically Castros can talk to the dead spirits that linger. And why are there dead spirits lingering here? Why are they not passing on? Hang on. Who's texting me? Where was I? That's my buddy. Yeah, he's asking me about the most recent episode of To Be Hero X that I think aired at like 6 p.m. today. Alright. How does this work?
You are Lord Crispus, aren't you? I've read your story in our family tree. You were a righteous judge who vindicated many who were wrongfully accused.
A judge?
I never imagined someone in this era would still remember my name.
Man, he speaks at a really slow pace. And a really deep tone.
So, our bloodline and duty have continued to this distant age.
Do you know what this distant age is?
Indeed, it has. I have awakened you in the hope of receiving your blessing. For the flame chase journey is nearing its perfect conclusion. And retrieving the core flame of Aquilla is the final challenge the heroes will face.
Perfect conclusion. Hyacintha, you look very young, and you do not have the bearings of a warrior who can contend with a titan. How can you convince me that this blessing will not turn into a curse?
Boy,
Leading a child like you to your demise.
any day now, Grandpa. Can we move this along, please?
1,000 years ago, Celiosi, who conquered the skies, left behind legends and a will, entrusting the mission to return the Sky Titan's core flame to her descendants, to people like you and me. Though I'm not a warrior, I will not turn away from the mission that has flowed through our blood for 1,000 years.
Our golden blood.
And I am not fighting alone. I have the strongest and most tenacious companions in the world.
And some from outside the world, even.
Amphorius is in an era brimming with heroes. The burden of retrieving Aquilla's core flame no longer rests solely on the shoulders of the chosen Skyfolk.
Skyfolk or Skyborn? You seem to be using that interchangeably.
I now wield the power of healing. I aim to mend the fissures in the sky and heal the wounds of the people. I desire to define the mission of the Skyfolk in my own terms, to conclude the vigil that has spanned millennia.
I sense resilience in your words. Not an outward resilience, but something deeper within.
I believe it's called conviction?
Receive my blessings, young Hyacintha. May you gain wings to return to the sky via the bridge of rainbows.
We're gonna go full Heimdall, just like in her trailer.
Thank you for your trust, Lord Crispus. We won't let you down.
Well done, Hyacinth.
Thank you. My ancestors were all pretty strong-willed people. It won't be easy convincing them. I've run through these upcoming conversations in my head more times than I can count.
So how many of these blessings do we need in order to use the bridge? Rule of threes? Looks like your efforts paid off.
Now, the next ancestor on the list. Her spirit is said to rest in the Vortex of Genesis. A pity that the ceremony has to be performed in strict order. Shall we head back to Akama together, Danny?
So why is Crispus first on the list, then? Vortex of Genesis, huh? I have a suggestion. Oh, look, they're in the same pose. Remember how you suggested I learned the secret arts of water from Fagusa's priests? I've been practicing that in my spare time and made some progress. Now, as long as I have spirit water with me, I can use those techniques to carve a path directly to the Vortex of Genesis.
Oh, I remember. I didn't expect you to keep at it this long. That's so like you, Danny.
You know me so well in the, 6 months we've been on this planet. Compared to the currents of my home, the waters of Amphorius are rather untamed. Subduing the waters wasn't easy, but I've gotten the hang of it now.
That makes sense. Fagusa was always described as a fickle titan in the myths. Since you're offering, then let me put your skills to the test, Danny.
The spirit water gate formed with this technique isn't as stable as the ritual basin. It'll likely only let one person through. And as Phagos's priest designed it, the entrance serves as the exit. You'll need to come back through the Vortex once you met your ancestor spirit. Little Ika and I will be here waiting.
Got it. I'm counting on you, Danny.
The things we do to save a little bit of time. Way to go, Don Hung. I always knew I liked you. Even though I know I've said it many times. Under the raucous steps of their frenzied dance, the roar of celebration hides the world's heartbeat. Spirit water, reveal the way. Oh, that would have been a really good one for a CG. Would have loved to have seen a CG of that. Maybe we'll get like an alternate form of Don Hung where he's now controlling the waters of Amphorius. And he'll be the new Titan of Water.
Danny is full of surprises.
I mean, considering the fact that we were able to resonate with time on this planet, it makes absolute sense that Don Hung would be able to resonate with the water and the Ocean Titan's power.
But this does feel way more disorienting than the ritual basin. Wait, is Lady Treeby here too? And who is that next to her?
Have you not met her?
I think I know who that is.
Do you have to go already, Syphi? It's been ages since you were last in Akama. You could have taken some time to rest, and we could have caught up.
That's alright, big sister Treeby. I've gotten used to life on the road. Staying in this bustling city actually feels off. Besides, your prize student gave me an incredibly tough mission to handle.
Cut Snowy some slack, Syphi. He's still so young, yet he's shouldering all the responsibilities Aggie left behind.
Only she lived just a little bit longer.
Besides, Snowy's not the kind to ask for help lightly. Since he came to you, it means you're the best person for the job.
You really spoil him, big sis Treeby.
Guess I'm past the age for someone to look after me.
Yeah, we already know you're like 900.
Syphi.
Just kidding. I get it. That deliverer boy does have a certain charisma about him. It reminds me of Aglaea in her prime.
Man, what was she like in her prime?
Anyway, I'm about to head out. Oh, big sis Treeby. Before I go, got a little gift for you.
Well, didn't expect you to be so thoughtful. What's in it?
That's a part of the game too. If you want to see the full picture of what's inside, you'll have to wait until nightfall.
Is there a nightfall? We're in Akama. It's always daytime here.
A gift with a mysterious twist? Seriously?
Huh? Looks like we have company.
Lady Treeby, and this graceful lady must be Miss Cipher. I'm Hyacintha from the Twilight Courtyard. Everyone calls me Hyacinth. Pleased to meet you.
Did you not run into her during the Seal Slammers event? Well, I guess the Seal Slammers event is not canon.
Bright and cheery as a lamp. Well, hello there, pink child. I'm Cifera from the long-fallen city-state of Dolos. As for the rest, it's all in the history books, so I don't need to repeat it here. So,
Man, you give historians a
you're
little
from
too
the
much credit
Twilight
there.
Courtyard. Does that mean?
Yes, I'm a descendant of the Sky People, the Chrysos heir about to take over the authority of Sky.
Whoa! That's unexpected. I figured Celiosi's descendant would be, I don't know, taller, stronger.
Fair.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Syphi. Zinni is a master of her craft. She's the most skilled and dependable physician in all of Amphorius.
Don't worry, Lady Cipher. I may not be as strong and warlike as Lady Celiosi from 1,000 years ago, but I'm confident I can carry out the mission of the Skyfolk.
All this talk about missions, you're making it sound way too serious.
It is serious, though.
You've got to look out for yourself, girl. Don't push yourself too hard. I'd hate to see that cute face all scratched out by Aquilla's claws.
I forget, they're like a bird, or like a peacock or something.
Sophie cracking jokes? Looks like you haven't forgotten what Aggie said all those years ago.
Well, what was that exactly, Tribby?
Anyway, I've got a mission to handle, so I'll get going.
Alright.
Good luck, Miss Hyacintha. And if things get tough, just let that deliverer take the lead.
She planned to already. Cipher uses her Coin of Whimsy's ability and teleports away from the Vortex.
Miss Cipher is in such a hurry.
Don't worry, she's always been like that. It's good to have her back in Akama lending a hand. Oh, well, enough about her for now. You're here because of your mission, aren't you, Cinny? It's the perfect opportunity for me to go and tuck Siphy's gift away somewhere safe. The Vortex of Genesis is all yours.
I mean, you could have stayed and given emotional support. Splash. Bubbles. We got bubbles with bubbles.
I will join the heroes of the prophecy to return to the sky and retrieve the core flame. Ancestor, please bestow upon me your generous blessing.
Converse with the ancestor. Skip the narration.
Child, what brings you before me? Could it be you're a descendant of the Sky People?
So which one is this?
Yes, I am Hyacintha of the Twilight Courtyard, the successor of the Sky People's Flame Chase duty. You must be Gem Electra. Legend has it that during the Chrysos War, you led our people to ally with Akama and held back the Kremnoan forces. It was your victory that earned the Sky People a place in the Holy City.
Hyacintha, you seem well versed in our clan's history. And this is the Vortex of Genesis?
It is. Look, 10 stars have already been lit. The Chrysos Heir's flame chase journey is nearing its end.
Are those the core flames of Fagusa and Giorios?
Yeah. Who are their demigods? We haven't met them yet.
Does that mean Hycealans and the Mountain Dwellers successfully carried out their duty? As fellow pillars of Amphorius, who would have thought that Sky's duty could only be fulfilled after 1,000 years?
It's because Sky shelters all beneath it. If it were to shatter, the world would fall apart with it. That's why Lady Aglaea made the core flame of Aquilla the final step in our campaign.
Aglaea? Is she still on the flame chase journey after 1,000 years?
I mean, if I talked to you yesterday, the answer would be yes.
Unfortunately, she has recently left us. But you're right. She was indeed still guiding the Chrysos heirs forward.
Incredible. That girl actually managed to endure the merciless erosion of time, and lasted for so long. Answer me, Hyacintha. Since you recognize me, you must have also read my writings, no?
Every record regarding my lineage is etched in my memory, including your words.
Couldn't be me. I don't remember my ancestry that much. In fact, because of how poor my family is at record keeping, once you get past my great-great-grandparents' generation, we got a whole lot of not much known.
In that case, you're probably aware of the prophecy I sought from a certain Trebios.
Yes. At the end of the Rainbow Bridge, the Sky Folk will mend dusk and dawn. But unfortunately, no ancestor has ever been able to truly decipher its meaning.
I see. Yet, Trebios's prophecies never fail. Perhaps you'll be the one to witness its fulfillment, child. May the prophecy lead you to a gentle fate.
Thank you, Lady Ectra. Whatever fate the prophecy
I don't know
holds,
why I keep
I'll
reading
face
that
it
as
head on.
Electra.
It's only by giving everything we have that we can truly accept any outcome with a smile. Won't you agree?
I like you, child. I wish this conversation could go on a little longer. Take my blessing, Hyacintha. When I first saw you, I indeed had my doubts. But your resolve has touched me. If Sky's divinity is fated to pass on, I hope it incorporates your optimism and kindness.
Your blessing is a treasure beyond measure, General.
I
As
thought she
well,
would be harder to
I'll
convince
make sure
than
your gift is put to its best use.
the judge. But she seems pretty chill as far as generals go. Okay, where's the last one and where are we going?
Ectra is so different from how the records described her. She's quite a gentle person.
Let's hope that's the same for Ciliosa.
Alright, time to head back to the grove. I shouldn't keep Danny and little Ika waiting.
We're back! You're back. How did it go?
It went great. Your spirit water art was a huge help, Danny.
Do you mind sharing what your ancestor spirit said to you? Alright. Thank you for the recap.
What's wrong, Danny?
Nothing. It just sounds like everything went smoothly. It's just I'm a bit concerned about the prophecy you mentioned. At the end of the Rainbow Bridge, the Skyfolk will mend dusk and dawn. I could somehow sense a hint of sadness in those brief words. Here's my prediction for the prophecy. After we take out Aquilla, or we get Aquilla's core flame, we will finally have a day-night cycle in Amphorius again. And we won't be reliant on the Dawn device anymore. And because we won't be reliant on the Dawn device anymore, means we can start taking Kephali's core flame.
You've always been a bit of a sensitive soul, haven't you, Danny? Lady Trinan deciphers countless prophecies every day, and this one's just another among many. Don't worry too much about it.
I hope so.
Come on, Danny. Don't look so gloomy. We're gonna have to take a long trip for the final visit to the ancestors.
Where are they? At the Temple of the Abyss? Where are we going?
Our final stop is Lord Mighty's home, Castrum Kremnos.
All the way over there? I was gonna say Kremnos as a joke. I didn't think it actually meant there. I thought we would actually be going to the Abyss. Okay. To Castrum Kremnos it is.
We're here. This is it.
I don't recognize this section. All I see is the chains. Castrum Kremnos.
Lord Mighty has been fighting the Black Tide here, alone day after day. I'm worried about him.
I wonder if he'll cameo again like he did in 3.2. He sent a message earlier carried by Thunder, warning us to watch out for the Flame Reaver's actions.
That means he hasn't been consumed by the Black Tide's madness yet. We're here to complete an important mission. We shouldn't interfere with this battlefield. Don't you agree, Danny?
He also showed up for a cameo in Finon's weird moment where he was talking to all of his past companions. I agree.
There. That sleeping spirit is my grandmother.
Only your grandmother? Well, then again, Chrysosairs live for hundreds of years, so who knows?
Yes, my grandmother Hyacintha was a warrior. She represented the Twilight Courtyard in the Kremnos Festival.
Ooh, speaking of the Kremnos Festival, that was an event that was designed just to murder everybody.
She fought her way through every challenge and reached the final stage of the Kremnos Festival. She was just one step away from securing a peace treaty for the Skyfolk, but was ultimately defeated by the champion warrior of that time.
Who was it? Mighty? Nias? Was it us in the past?
I've never looked too deeply into the details of such ritualistic violence. The scroll simply described it as a glorious duel. But behind the glorious duel was a tragic end. Not long after the festival, my grandmother's injuries worsened.
Oh, she didn't
and
die?
She passed away far from home.
She
This
survived
prophecy
the
tablet
festival.
was left here by the Kremnos to honor her final wish.
What was her final wish?
Her death marked the final collapse of the Twilight Courtyard, already fragile under the shadow of war.
And the Kremnoan warrior she fought against.
Was Lord Krataros.
Whoa! He was a champion? I didn't know that. Also, how old is he? Yet you still saved his life, even though he took your family.
Seeing him lying there, gravely wounded, bleeding out, I can't put what I felt at that moment into words.
Ooh, just try not to bring it up when you're talking to your grandma.
But when I heard Lord Krataros took that fatal blow to protect Lady Trianne, all those tangled feelings faded away. To quote Lord Finan, Krataros must have done that to become a better man.
Takes true courage to forgive. You're every bit as strong as your ancestors, Hyacintha.
You're getting better at this, Danny.
No input from little Ika?
In her final diary entry, my grandmother wrote that when the moment of destiny comes, a descendant of the Sky People would deliver the message of their departure to her spirit. I wonder what she'd think when the one awaking her turns out to be her beloved granddaughter.
Maybe she'll
I
be
will join
excited.
the heroes of the prophecy to return to the sky and retrieve the core flame.
I hope we don't get a default model for your grandmother. Krataros got his own unique model. Please, even if it's the only we see her this one time, please have a unique model.
Ancestor, please bestow upon me your generous blessing.
Listen carefully to Hyacintha talk with her grandmother. Witness from afar. Ooh, that's an interesting design. I wonder if her hair is pink.
Is this the world of the living? Wait. You... Could you be...
That was a long pause.
Grandmother, it's me. Your Hyacintha.
Hyacintha, my little hummingbird.
Oh, she's singing it.
Why? How? Why is it you who awakened me? I have never imagined this. I thought I would feel happy for all my ancestors when this day came, but now... I can't even experience the joy of seeing you again.
So if the order were... So we have to see them in a very specific order. Why does this order feel so random?
Do you remember that you and Father took me to my very first skyrite when I was 8?
I feel like we're getting off topic here, Hyacintha.
Back then, you wanted me to pick one accessory out of 4. The sun crown representing nobility, the storm bracelet symbolizing strength, the ice ring embodying wisdom, and the radiant pendant signifying kindness.
You went with the pendant, I'm assuming, since you mentioned it last?
Grandmother, do you remember the one I chose?
You spoke an innocent little prayer, infusing a faint thread of light to that modest pendant.
Yes, and I remember how surprised you were. In all those centuries, no other child of the Sky People had ever made the same choice I did.
Really? When there's like 4 choices? Nobody ever picked the fourth option? That feels statistically improbable. That being said, I don't know how many generations there are of Sky people between you and back then, before your grandmother. People live long.
Hyacintha, there was a time when I thought you were a timid child.
I would probably still assume she is now.
You never had much interest in swords or battle and had no relation to that fiery determination and strength in our blood.
To be fair, the only members of the Twilight Courtyard we've met besides Hyacintha were also not warriors. So the fact that we get to meet Ektra and now Jacinta is kind of very interesting because it really diversifies the lore for the people of the sky.
Yet I've told myself, that's not a bad thing. If my hummingbird could live her life in kindness and optimism, then it'd be a good thing. I never thought the burden of retrieving the core flame of Aquilla would fall to you.
Don't worry about me, Grandmother. I believe what makes someone a Skyfolk isn't just outstanding strength, but the capacity to shape the world. When the world cried out for heroes,
this is reminding me of an anime I'm watching right now.
Zeliosi stepped forward and began the flame-chasing era.
It's about healers. I forget the name of it, but there's like a reoccurring theme in the show that a first-rate healer is the one who can heal the world. Change it.
And now, as the flame chase journey nears its end, this broken world is crying out for something else. Healing. Isn't it poetic? A saga that spans 1,000 years, began with Sky, and will also end with Sky.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. George Lucas said that at some point.
You're still as optimistic as ever, just like when you were a kid.
History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
If your mind is set, Hyacintha, then carry your resolve through to the very end. Return to the sky with my blessing, and watch over this world on the threshold of salvation.
Grandmother, thank you. But I have one last request.
Please forgive Kratos.
Speak, Hyacintha. We should still have some time.
Before you go, could you tell me the tale of the Sky Hero once more? Just like you used to.
That's cute.
Then listen closely, my dearest hummingbird. After all, this will be the last time. For millennia, the Titans.
Ooh, are we gonna get like one of those Greek prints that we get, like we got for a lot of the other lore bits?
Scarred and ravaged. A century of the
I guess not.
Kremnos war plunged the nations into chaos and decay. Until a spear, fueled by mortal rage, pierced through the smoke and flames that buried the prophecy of deliverance. Aquilla,
oh, we do.
the celestial shaper, the 100-eyed divine bird crowned with the blazing sun and wielding thunder.
Oh, there's the Pegasus and the weird sun sphinx thingy. And I'm guessing that's that warrior, that Cilios there in the bottom, in the center of the frame.
Those struck blind in 99 eyes by Nikador, they kept one eye glaring at the children of Twilight who received divine blessing, yet turned their weapons against the gods. The Chrysos heir of the sky, Celiosi, the Day Thunder Knight, ascended the forbidden lands of the Eye of Twilight at dusk, clad in wings. To her left was the lion-headed Solabus the Sunlit Wings, whose roars breathed divine flames and scorched the world.
That's definitely that elite enemy with the sun on its face.
To her right was the horse-bodied Lunabis, the moonlit plume, whose graceful steps trampled the stars in the heavens.
I really hate these two elites.
The one warrior and her two beasts challenged the ruler of the sky, determined to seize the divine core flame through plunder. The Titans' every roar summoned lightning bolts, and their every movement stirred cyclones. The wounded Titan's blood poured down like boiling rain upon the world and converged into scalding torrents. In the final moments of battle, the sunlit wings set the Titan's wings aflame, while the moonlit plume sealed the divine body. The battered hero of the sky, with her wings broken and her body covered in wounds, struggled to lift her spear and pierced the last monstrous eye.
So in the Golden Epic trailer, they say Aquilla closed her eyes, and it's starting to sound like Aquilla got them all stabbed.
The Titan's divine body crashed to the ground, and with it, the sky tore apart like fabric, about to fall with its god. The fear and pleas of mortals urged the hero of the sky to rise again. Celiosi, the Day Thunder Knight, the first of the Chrysos heirs to slay a god in this world, charged into the crumbling body of Aquilla with her two fearless winged companions. She merged with the Titan, holding up the sky once more, only to leave behind a powerful
So she did fuse with Aquilla. That was a shot in the dark prediction. I can't believe I was right.
My descendants will be blessed and cross the rainbow bridge back to the sky. At the end of the prophecy of Genesis, they will reclaim the core flame from my hands.
Oh, and we cut away. Back to TB. TB POV. A few days later at Dawn Cloud.
Today's the day.
Alright, new VA.
Wow, I didn't expect it to be so lively up here. Are these people here to send off the Chrysos heirs?
There's Svinen. Let's go talk to him.
It's gonna take me a while to get used to that new voice. Okay, I'm gonna take a brief bathroom break. And I gotta remember that we have these as I've written to also do at some point. I'm told that these are voiced now. Maybe this will help me get used to the new Stell voice. Oh, we got a bunch of these. Let's start with Goldweaver, since this is probably the last one. There it is, Act 5, The Weight of Dreams and Slumber. She can see most delicate colors, the most distant contours. She can see the most secret desires, and the most perfect liars.
But being able to see everything is the same as seeing nothing.
Countless mirages and cacophony surround her with stimuli aplenty, casting her into another kind of blindness overwhelming. She soaks herself in the bath and lets her golden thread go beyond the palace. When the water drops on the thread vibrate and shiver, she closes her eyes and listens to the echoes silently. She hears how a mother's feet were wounded, treading over too many stones, and soaking her feet in a hot water bath. She hears children playing next to the pools, and someone is saying loudly,
The Golden Goddess also likes to visit the baths.
She is used to bathing alone at the start of the hours of lucid or parting, her golden hair spread in the water like a throne, like a scattered golden threads wrapping her again in a cocoon. Giannis' holy maiden silently walks over, scooping up the water to wash the weaver's hair, as if cleansing the bough of a laurel tree. That is when one who sees the core flame finally knows. There's no difference between a demigod and a true deity. The golden blood that congealed through divinity only in this heavy heat can temporarily flow, and let this golden butterfly feel a fleeting warmth. Just as she had once touched her own face, falls the final tear her eyes will ever produce. So she is blind? She said she wasn't blind, but I guess she actually is. They keep bringing that up.
I had a dream.
She recounts like a young girl on a whim. The sound of water repels all disruptions in speech. Such peaceful rest, such sweet dreams. She dreamed of how she was a naive, noble girl, ignorant of the world. She dreamed of the countless nights when she worked in the countryside she weaved. She dreamed of being before the vine-covered temple, where the wind blew in a violent stream. Lastly, she dreamed of the prophecy that she heeded, how the ancient sound came through the 1,000 waves, and could not be heard clearly in her dream. Do not stare directly into the future of your people, for that blinding prophecy will burn you all.
The dawn device is always glittering, and birds are always chittering.
The children of Akama like these kind of songs. Why not trust the promise of the Era Chrysia unending? Trust in the promise of Era Chrysia unending, like how children believe in fairy tales passed down unceasing. But will the dawn device truly shine forever? Will the voices of songbirds not one day turn hoarse? In the golden bath in times gone by, she pierced her eyes, for she saw the all-too-dazzling future of everyone. That future was nothing compared to false promises. Halfway through. That miracle you must pay for listening to my prophecy. The gods have already determined her destiny, her passing. She knew. She has long known. The red-haired child appears worried.
You are aware of everyone's fate, yet never speak of your own future.
The child who passes along the prophecy understands that to lay such a heavy weight on one person is comparable to the dawn of the world-bearing Titan shoulder. The dawn that the world-bearing Titan shoulders. I feel like this should be a that, not a the. 2 more.
There's only one future for silken threads. That is, to weave magnificent clothes for others.
Also to be cut. She takes the children's hands, inviting them into the pools, intending to use the warm water to wash away their concerns. Yes, before the toll of the bell that announces the hour, before the meeting to judge the flame chase begins. Do not waste the rare good dreams, or the languid waves, warm as tears. She mutters, and destiny slumbers in her arms.
The one that wears this elegant attire in the future must bear the weight of the silk threads.
And that's her becoming the little gift from the child that now is wielded by Finon. Act concluded. Alright. It's Finon time. Let's do Cifera, since we spent so much time on her last stream. Warm childhood.
In Dolos' suburbs, in a tiny weaving workshop, the silk-weaving old woman busies herself within,
as her smart child wanders outside on a whim.
Why is this one fully voiced?
The silk pours from the loom, some bright as the dawn, some dark as the night. The woman had lived her whole life in poverty, yet through her business, she never deceives.
That's not talking about Aglaea, is it? It makes me want. It wants you to think it's Aglaea, but is it actually?
Good child, listen to me. Never lie and speak deceit, for people like you only do to honesty.
The girl smiles and nods, but her heart is drawn to the boundless desires of the bustling streets. And the grandmother is unaware that her handmade white dress has been stained by the mud of conceit.
So Dolos is the hometown of Cifera. Are all the people of Dolos cat people? That's all I want to know.
Madam, what is a bundle of white silk's price?
Sir, only 2,000 balance coins.
An honest price tag can only meager profit obtain.
If we keep selling cloth like this, we'll stay poor for the rest of our lives.
The girl complains to her grandmother, while sprouting countless plots and petty tricks. The woman smiles and does not reply, only weaving with night-shaded silk a suave hooded robe for her little spark.
Why don't you take some of our goods and go into the city tomorrow to try out those pranks?
Did you want deceit or no deceit, Grandma? You're giving me mixed signals here.
The mesmerizing money charm of Dolos City turns minds and tongues into a whirlwind of confusion.
Also, I forgot to check if she had cat ears. Dang it, we gotta go back.
Even the girl who prided herself on sharp ears and a clever tongue could not contend with the myriad shifting face before her. She returns penniless and furiously seethes.
I vow to the god of thieves that I will eventually empty those people's pockets.
Smiling, her grandmother stops her silk work and offers some dinner with humble dish.
Silly child, don't let Titans hear such vows and promises.
Yet, when the moon rises, a magnificent pin graces the old lady's pale locks. The girl smiles at the old woman, now stunned in shock.
I actually did return with some cash.
Hang on. No cat ears. So Cipher's grandma no have cat ears.
The brilliance adorning her white hair drew all eyes, and its proud original owner arrived to stake their claim. The bet that the girl won with a brilliant trick is described as a thief's loot through lying schemes. The old woman in her panic shouldered the blame, confirming a sin that was but a fabrication.
By Dolos's laws, we must also execute all her family!
Excuse me?
To protect the girl, the old woman reveals the final secret unseen.
She's not my family, but just an orphan picked from the street on a whim.
I mean, you don't have cat ears and she does.
People thought this to be a lie, but the girl knows that her grandmother cannot deceive. Just like how she always glossed over questions about parents and kin.
Your parents went to a city-state far away.
The girl never bothered to unravel the threadbare lie.
Stop! Stop right there, you thief!
Run! Run as fast as you can! Cifera!
The lies overthrow the shop and tear apart the good woman's good name, leaving the girl with guilt and grief.
No cat people in Dolos.
The hearth of her home was a lie, doused by another conceit. But if her sleight of hand had better skill, would it have made that fire burn forever?
Last page.
The girl pulls down the hood and sinks into the starless dark.
I vow to the god of thieves.
And from that day, she never left empty-handed, her words woven with deceit. However, back then, the girl did not realize that the people did not covet one simple pin, but the golden blood flowing beneath her skin.
Act concluded. Hang on. Point outward. Are her legs on backwards in this art? I think they are. I didn't notice that. Either that or she's like contorted really weird with her neck. Alright. We just finished Hyacinth's little segment. What do we got here? Glowing faint light.
This world may contain thousands of ills, but the number of sufferers is countless, like ocean-going sails. The father and daughter who inherited the sky wander this land's paths, and throughout the cities, they heal the unwell.
All right.
Heirs of the sky who once reveled in martial might, why do you now soothe the world's blistering blight?
The doctor responds with a smile as he cures the injury's agony.
Father, why did our ancestors revel in warlike might?
Because they only have a sorrowful past of lamenting wails.
Then why are we here, soothing the blight?
Because we have a future that needs protection still.
No comment.
These two parts, dusk from dawn.
Hey, that's the prophecy.
The sky and sealed her wings, and dwells in a place where time itself mends,
So Hyacinth's gonna fix this.
bearing the promise to return to the Zenith Supreme.
This is the Twilight Courtyard's story.
And the father tells his daughter the tale of their line, next to the bonfire, lit in the wilderness where winds pine. Though he had told the story many times before, a light in the girl's eyes still shines.
Maybe I will return to the sky one day.
Or maybe that is not to be your fate.
Shadow puppetry. Or it's a silhouette, basically. It's Hyacinth's
The
dad.
blessings of the sky were passed down through generations of their heirs.
We kind of just saw that, actually.
The brawn of the Titan who molded stars granted a boon fitting and fair.
Which Titan molded the stars?
Perhaps the girl with heroic blood in her veins will be accompanied by thunderbolts and the sun's merciless glare. Childishly, she recited the words,
Oh, sky, heed my wishes.
and thunder and heat did not descend. She only saw a sliver of gentle warm flare, wiping away mortal exhaustion and others' tired airs.
And I don't see airs used like that in a context that often anymore.
What a gentle blessing. All said that she must be a savior saint, bringing light to the land, even if faint. But where the girl's eyes often gazed was the wine-dark sky, gloomy and bleak.
Open your eyes, Aquilla. Let the day-night cycle return.
The god is also sick.
That grand longing to save the world may be no more than the girl's feeble dream. But her father treated it as his greatest treasure and taught her all the ways of potions and creams. That girl, therefore, always accompanied.
She took after her dad, the doctor.
Of healing and repair. And she brought glowing faint light to the night, dispelling pains and mending the world's pitchy plight.
Which we saw a little bit about in like her little flashback sequence we got back in 3. Was that 3.2 or 3.1? I want to say it was 3.2.
Father and daughter often rested in the silent courtyard under the giant tree. Yet today, at that place, only one solitary figure can be seen. On that night, the healer spoke to a visitor throughout the night. On that morning, he bid farewell to his daughter for the first time.
Is this where he died?
He will heal the ill at a faraway place, where the end of days approaches, and no family of his should follow.
I'm gonna take that as a metaphor for death.
You have learned the craft of healing, and understood the blessing. But a light more radiant still is needed to heal the entire world.
Last
The
page.
departed healer never returned, and the girl never left. And that rather lonely courtyard stayed silent as it was before.
Hyacintha. Alrighty, let's wrap it up, Finon. We actually still don't know your real name. Have we really only gotten one of your cards? I could have sworn we've read more of
There are
these.
no swords here, only farming tools.
Facing the ambitious boy, the shopkeeper kindly explained.
Even a rake would do. Let its worth be judged by the verses I etch upon the earth with it.
That's kind of cute.
Many days later, the wounded child stood upon the scorched earth, and silently he buried the ruined tool. For that was his first sword, and on the day that the black tide came, he broke the shackles of fate with that weapon true.
You know what? Props to the kid. When in doubt, grab a rake. It's a real tool of the trade and a weapon of war.
Let go of my beard, you white-haired rascal.
No!
Fine. You win, okay?
What is going on here?
That was the first victory claimed by the boy. A victory often mentioned in later years, and yet he never treated it with shame.
I understood something thanks to his beard.
The others hold their breath, waiting for his thoughts. But he only gives out one response.
This feels like a really random side story.
The victor must stay focused, and success will come when you work on nothing else.
Those words became the foundation of his existence.
Pull my beard as hard as you want. I'm gonna stab you in the eyes with my fingers.
Knowledge is also a power used to smite.
While studying at the Grove of Epiphany, he etched this into his heart.
I can't dispute that. That's a pretty fair statement.
So he devoured thousands of books, skimming through to glean the martial powers of might.
And thus he put it to practice, and that's why he's such a good orator.
But unenlightened wisdom is merely dust. And when the next calamity approaches, all he recalled is flight. Thus, his books are always worn into shreds, for each book was read endlessly, till he remembered every detail slight.
I don't know how many times it would take me rereading a book to memorize a book. I can memorize, like, the events of a story pretty well, but I don't think I could ever memorize a book. Which is sad, because it's kind of how our education system works at some points.
He was no more skilled than a soldier, except his ambition.
Even the deliverer from the sky.
I guess him being able to memorize books.
The nations.
I guess him memorizing books would make him ideal to inherit Kefeli's job of reshaping the world from memory.
The elders in the holy city scorned, casting him into barracks in derision. But none expected. This new recruit of unknown history made his name in one mission. Some asked him, which teacher caused such improvement? He answers with countless names, including the Inquirer's own.
Only one who treats the world as their teacher can bear its eventual destiny.
You were destined to be Kefali's core flame bearer.
Those with golden blood are bound to succeed.
The golden heroes are born as gods, beloved.
Are they?
Such words echo in the man's mind. Yet he knows glory is not where the journey begins. He misses the buried rake, worshipped the enemy with the long beard, mended his tattered books, and polished the barracks' dust-covered gear.
I still think his first victory being tugging an old man's beard is kind of hilarious.
What forges a hero is not destiny from above, but the long journey that follows.
Here we go,
Now,
final page.
He stands here and looks back. And
Hey,
his
that's from the
path
trailer.
Twists into a winding path. The long road to the sky stretches ahead, and towards the blazing white sun, he pens down Deliverance's name.
Alrighty, we have to have finished a few of these. Flame Chaser's path has been lit. Aglaea's is done. And we're probably going to get more of them at the end. How many more of them we know? Don't know. I heard that before reaching the end of their life, the followers of Menestia would offer their most beautiful creation. What would that be for Aglaea? Future of the Holy City, perhaps that is herself. In any case, it'll be very romantic. I see. Like romantic stories too, but I can't quite say what romantic really means. Maybe it's one of those things that I don't need to understand. Alright, Can. Are all the other stories you've experienced on your journey the same? Always growing more serious and never feeling at ease? I'll do my best to avoid... Never saw it that way. You're always so optimistic, Can. Really puts me at ease. In any case, I will remember all of this in my heart. After all, their stories deserve to be told and retold, right? Back to the main story. Poet, speak thy sky through me. At part 1. Oh, this is going to be a long one, isn't it?
I know this is a big ask, Namazune. I hope you understand.
That's how you pronounce that? Not Memnosai?
Please don't say that, Lord Finan. It's an honor for us to be entrusted with this task.
Go then. Let's hope our concerns don't come true.
I hope you all return safely, my lord.
There you are, partner.
Oh, I'm a partner now?
You didn't oversleep this time, did you?
I wanted to. A pink puppy woke me up. I never show up late for important things. Well, maybe I'll go back and grab a quick nap.
Since you're here, make yourself comfortable. You can take a nap while we're waiting for everyone else. Ready, comrade?
I don't like
If
the
all
way
goes
Mem's looking
according
at
to
me.
plan, this could be the last battle where we fight at each other's side.
Don't phrase it that way. That's super ominous. Makes it sound like you're gonna be an enemy later. Also, I guess there's a nymph there that I missed.
If the curse separating Amphorius from the world beyond the sky is truly Aquilla's doing, then you'll be able to return home after their fall.
Aren't I supposed to be reincarnating as a Titan? A day on the ground feels like 10 years in the sky.
Really? That's the first time I've heard that.
She just makes things up. Don't take it too seriously.
If anything, that's backwards. We've been down here for like months, and it's probably hasn't even been a day out there. That's assuming we can fix the car.
Sorry, I'm no help there.
Alright. Yeah, we don't exactly have a ride. All that being said, we talked, Don Hung was talking to Lygus, and Lygus says he can fix it.
Don't worry. Don Hung mentioned that Counselor Lygus can help you with that.
Oh, thank you for bringing it up again, ma'am. Insincerely, I miss you all. Oh, I totally will miss you all.
You sound a little insincere there, buddy.
That was totally insincere, partner.
Aren't I supposed to be reincarnating as a Titan?
That would be a problem. We'll need to get you home before Aranova.
I don't know if that works. I'm confused how that works.
Let's save the emotional goodbyes for later. That'll give us some time to figure out what we should be feeling at that time. Besides, when we were playing the Seal Slammers...
Wait, Seal Slammers was canon?
That bumping seal game, didn't you teach me something back then?
Did we? You were not even involved in it.
Crack the champagne at halftime to watch victory slip away.
Well, it's 12th time now. We could totally open the champagne. It's the 10 out of 12. Oh, that's because we had 10 out of 12 time.
Well, then I have to use something else Don Hung taught me as comeback. The last mile is the hardest.
We still got 2 miles left.
Hey, speaking of Don Hung, where is he?
He's with Hyacintha.
He arrived before everyone else and climbed to the cliff top to wait for us. He's probably not keen on being the center of attention.
Lord Finan, please make sure you all come back safely.
Please defeat the indifferent Eye of Twilight and restore compassionate sky to Amphorius.
Thank you all for your blessings. Rest assured, we're fully prepared. But I'm not the main attraction today. Please don't hesitate to cheer for Miss Hyacintha when she arrives.
Miss Hyacintha, the chosen daughter of the sky, the pride of the Twilight Courtyard.
She's not just the pride of Aquilla, but all of Amphorius as well. And furthermore, while the Flame Chase journey is led by the Chrysos heirs, it's not just those chosen by Aglaea who contributed to it.
We lost a bunch of good Chrysos heirs at the Grove catastrophe.
Let's extend our gratitude to the 2 warriors of the Outlands who bravely stepped up and risked their lives for those they've never met.
Hero, your saga will be chronicled in epics and celebrated across the New World.
Warrior from the Outlands, endowed with the might of Orynyx, the vanguard of deliverance.
Quite the flatterer, aren't you?
After all this time, you should know when I'm just being polite and when I'm genuinely speaking from the heart. That praise was heartfelt, partner. Had I not trusted my instincts and put my faith in you and Don Hung, it's hard to imagine what might have become of The guest of honor has arrived.
3 cheers for Hyacintha. Oh, look, it's the default model that the grandma almost used. Wow, this raucous applause is kind of quiet, isn't it?
People of Akama, I've been blessed by the ancestors of the Sky People.
Wait, it was only those three?
They have agreed to bestow the 1,000-year mission to me, and to have me claim the core flame of Aquilla.
Cool, now how do we get
Today
there?
Is the year 4,932 of the light calendar.
Yep, I knew that.
1,062 years since the hero Seliosi initiated the flame chase journey.
Ooh, that's another one for the timeline. I love it when we get more dates for the timeline.
I, Hyacintha of the Sky People, am prepared to lead the children of humanity back to the sky.
History doesn't breathe evenly. At times, it suspends its breath for millennia, as though time is frozen. At other times, it pants
Is Don Hung not
rapidly,
coming
as if
with us?
poised to topple the world and our civilization in an instant.
Is it just the three of us that are gonna go fight Aquilla?
Its hurried gasps have sparked a tempest, sweeping all of us along. Hyacin, as an observer, you've witnessed the return of 4 core flames.
That's actually quite a bunch when you think about it.
And now, it's your turn to fulfill your duty. Please, guide us into the heart of the storm as the executioner of this mission.
Alright. Now that's an applause. Head to the Fortress Dome, Eye of Twilight, and continue your adventure.
Gods once walked the paths we walk.
Is there a way up there? Can I just warp up there? Of course I can't. They unlit the waypoint up there. Oh, it's Kratos.
I hope the Chrysosairs triumph
All that's left
and
of
bring
that
light to
world
this darkening
is
world.
a hazy mirage.
They bothered to put a name on him. Wow, we don't even get a cool epic speech where we're going up this like we did last time with Anaxa. That kind of sucks. Stupid space anchor. Wouldn't let me warp to you.
Thanks for waiting, Don Hung.
Right, he's waiting for us.
The team tasked with conquering Aquilla has finally assembled.
We reshaped the history of the world with our hands, over and over. I bet this trailblazing expedition could even make Aquilla jealous. I'll go home as soon as this battle finishes. Such an exciting adventure. March is going to be crying with jealousy. This trailblazing expedition is about to end perfectly.
So full of energy, comrades. Seems I chose the perfect day.
I wonder how Damionis is doing.
Hyacin, it's all yours now.
Legend tells of the Skyfolk once divided into many tribes.
Really? They divided into many tribes?
The Sunfolk worshipped the sun.
Ah.
The Rainfolk were devoted to storms. And the Winterfolk waited for signs in the snow. Our ancestors lived under Aquilla's light. Yet they were blinded to all but one color. They forgot that the light that illuminates the world is made of countless different colors.
Kind of feels like if you were devoted to the sky, that seems like an important thing to forget.
That's why the rainbow is my favorite. For not only does it reflect the many colors, it is also a bridge. And I want to use the rainbow bridge to link everyone's hearts and give hope to every soul on Earth.
Okay, Heimdall.
Ancestors, with the rainbow as your guide, lead me back to the home of the Skyfolk, a land we have not seen for 1,000 years.
Cutscene time? Oh, here we go. It's kind of loud.
Oh, Rainbow Bridge, please guide us to ascend to the skies once more.
Ooh, that's pretty. Aurora Borealis.
Let us soar together.
Alright, here we go. I expected it to just shoot us up like a beam, to be honest. Ooh, that music sounds ominous.
Flying along the Rainbow Bridge is truly an amazing experience.
Cool, I wish I got to see it. I mean, we got to see it in Hyacinth's trailer. I guess that's good enough.
It's the legendary sky fortress of Aquilla.
Oh, look, a rock.
I never imagined that one day I'd be able to step foot on it.
My ancestors once built a magnificent civilization among the heavens. The Eye of Twilight, which we are standing on, is the home of Aquilla and the heart of the city-state in the clouds. This must be where the hero Celiosi stood when she challenged Aquilla and began the first step of the flame-chase journey.
Feels like a really bad idea as the first step.
We are here to end the journey she began.
Do you believe in legends? It's our turn to challenge the Titan.
Yes. What we must do will not change, no matter how much of the legends are true.
According to historical records, the civilization that worshipped Aquilla once mastered advanced technology, which made their strategically located Sky Castrum the only force that could face Castrum Kremnos head-on in the Chrysos War. But they were divided within. The frequent wars started by the Chrysos heirs drained their power, especially after the prophecy descended. In the end, they had to hide among the clouds, far from the conflicts raging below.
Apparently, the division was between the two most important sky tribes, the Sunfolk and the Rainfolk.
Oh wow, I guess that means the Winterfolk aren't that important?
And Celiosi's frustration towards the endless strife among her people made her turn her spear towards the Titan above.
Where did she go in the end? Also, there's no Moonfolk? Was her attack really just that high?
After driving the enraged Titan to the brink of defeat with her two winged companions, they all vanished somewhere in the sky. Her courage was unparalleled. Yet she still could not end Aquilla, nor bring back the core flame of Sky. Some say she sealed the wrath of the god within herself, trapping them deep within the Eye of Twilight to support the heavens of Amphorius forever.
In other words, she became one with the Titan. I would have considered it a fairy tale, but after seeing what happened with Professor Anaxa, not anymore.
So you mean that this fairy tale that might as well have proved the Nexus theory about being able to fuse the Titan existed for like 1,000 years, and he doesn't even at least reference it once? That feels like bad writing. Or evidence that they are definitely making up this stuff as they go sometimes.
Has that Titan and that fused hero been looking down on the world from here for 1,000 years?
Probably. They could be looking up, though. Or just asleep. Not looking at anything.
It's
so
been
quiet
so
here.
Long. Maybe the Eye of Twilight has already turned into ruins.
Gotta love that you can find trash even all the way up here.
Something's not right.
This place looks weird.
I can kind of feel how big and empty this place is, but all I can see is darkness.
Is that like TV screen static over there? What's on the other side of this?
Maybe it's the celestial mural. The Sky City believes that mural to be connected to Amphorius' sky, and any weather condition depicted on it will become actual weather.
So there's a TV that displays the weather, and whatever it displays is the weather.
The mural would reflect Aquilla's shifting mood, like clear skies, fog, snow, or thunderstorms. The sky priests would gather here during peaceful times and pray to the god for warm breezes and good harvests. To put it in words that Gray and Danny would understand...
I already understood it.
Just think of it as a massive screen. In any case, exploring in the dark...
What's the appropriate resolution?
Dark is never a good option. If we could light up the mural, it might just provide us with the light needed to move forward.
Cool, how do we do that?
That really conspicuous device might be part of the ritual. Let's go take a look. It's dark, so watch your feet.
Yeah, I would hate to fall from the sky to the ground from up here. Did I ever mention I'm afraid of heights? Eye of Twilight, Aquilla. Gather storms as wings, hang 1,000 stars as eyes. I beseech you, rend apart the abyss of chaos, that the unyielding may stand, and eagles soar beyond the clouds. The celestial globe. Looks like a sun. How about it? Got any leads?
I have no idea how to turn it on. If only we had help from the wisdom of those who came before us.
Don't you have that casket that lets you talk to them?
That's it. I almost forgot. Gray, Memi, can I borrow your powers?
Sure. Leave it to the demigod of time.
Got it. We just need to find the scattered memory nearby, right? That's simple. Give me a little time. Feel the flow of time. Over there.
And over there.
And over there. Done. There haven't been many people for a while, so the traces of time are super obvious.
I knew you could do it, Memi. You are a huge help.
Alright, memory 1. Past Rainfolk.
Sunfolk. The Titan will condemn your brazen disrespect. But Aquilla, you that shape the sky, why do you avoid the pursuit of dark clouds? Are not clear skies and stormy rains equally your creations? The Sunborn see your behavior as an act of favoritism towards them, and weaponize this reason to oppress my people. The Rainfolk will not suffer in silence. Oh God, if you remain silent, we shall have to forge our own weapons and resist the malice concealed under your brilliance.
That's gonna end well.
May the Eye of Twilight never open, and may torrid rains descend forever.
Man, you must really like the rain.
Avoid the pursuit of dark clouds. Aquilla doesn't like rainstorms. It seems a little hard to believe, but we should write this clue down first.
Are you a Sunfolk? You are.
Foolish Rainfolk. The great Aquilla has already left a mark of their manifestation on the golden clouds. The gods' choice is clear. Only we, the Sunborn, are the true heirs of the sky. This war is destined to end in the victory of the Sunfolk.
Man, the Winterfolk catching strays here.
May the Eye of Twilight never close. May eternal daylight embrace the land.
Left a mark among the golden clouds. Is this referring to the celestial mural? But we can't see anything right now.
Can we, like, wind back time?
It is, as the rumors said. The Sky Castrum was far from united.
My guess was right. This venue is indeed where celestial rituals were performed. Memi, can you retrieve even more memories?
No problem at all. Here goes.
Alright, what we got this time?
There we are.
Wind, snow, rain, shine. In the name of the sky's 100 eyes, I bring celestial phenomena upon the world. The turn of dawn and dusk. commanding the celestial globe.
That definitely sounds like the ritual that controls the device in the center of the room.
Awaken, celestial mural.
Stop, foolish Cloudborn! How dare you tamper with the celestial globe and distort the weather? This is blasphemy!
The Titan bequeathed the celestial globe to our ancestors, so that we could divide the light and dark equally between day and night, so that all things could grow beneath the celestial phenomenon they preferred. But the Sunborn have asserted control over the celestial mural. And now the days are endless, subjecting the land to drought and burning. And you have the gall to accuse the Rainfolk, who you've oppressed.
No offense to the Praise of the Sun bros, but y'all kind of acting like dicks right now.
The land? It is our eternal nemesis.
The land?
How can storm clouds and rain, unloved by Aquilla, lead the Skyfolk to victory in the Chrysos War?
Oh, right, the Chrysos War era. A lot of weird shit going on in that period.
Your character is as weak as your faith. Go seek out a corner untouched by the sun and weep solitary tears in the shadows. That's all you lot know how to do anyway. Cry in silence.
Then let us show you what we are really made of.
You? What are you? What are you trying to do?
Fanatics whose minds have been muddled by the heat.
Oh, is she gonna kill him?
By Aquilla above, meet your demise.
I guess she killed him.
What a terrifying memory.
Although it told us how to use the device.
The brutal internal strife is sad to see. It appears the Sky Cities didn't fall to external threats after all.
The proud Sunfolk saw themselves as divinely chosen, exacting long-standing oppression on other tribes. And the Rainfolk suffering beneath them began resenting the divine and plotted their retaliation.
Meanwhile, the Winterfolk just chill. We had nothing to do with it. Common story everywhere. People are truly ignorant. This blame lies squarely on the Titan's shoulders. Faith is a double-edged sword, capable of calming hearts and corrupting them.
No matter the era, conflict among humans is destined to persist. Having witnessed the actions of Kindness and the Cleaners...
Still don't know where she is.
It isn't so hard to understand this piece of history.
Kindness is probably going to end up being like a final boss of sorts in this arc, I have a feeling. Maybe not in 3.3, but I did have a major prediction towards the start of Amphorius that the Council of Elders would probably be a big bad that we'd have to deal with at some point, probably to get a hold of Kefeli's core flame. But at the rate we're going, I'm starting to feel like since Kindness ended up being the figurehead for that, and then there's also Lygus. If Lygus turns out to be a super secret villain by the end of the arc, maybe we'll fight him at some point. And Kindness is definitely someone we will have to fight at some point. Don't know when. Resistance did nothing wrong.
I can't judge who was right or wrong. But when the box of misfortune is opened, no one escapes unscathed.
The hero Celiosi. How did she view the ancient feud between the Sunfolk and Rainfolk? The legends focus on her god-slaying expedition, but are hazy on the fall of the Sky Denizens. Perhaps I can piece together the true face of history here.
Well, it'll be a nice little bonus side quest that I'm sure we will do by accident in our path towards the Titan.
One step at a time. Do you remember the verse that Rainfolk sang, Hyacintha? Perhaps that's the key to unlocking the celestial mural.
Yes, I already memorized it. Now, shall we try to wake it up?
Yes, let's. Let's stop waxing philosophical. I like to do that in my downtime.
Wind, snow, rain, shine. In the name of the sky's 100 eyes, I bring celestial phenomena upon the world. The turn of dawn and dusk, commanding the celestial globe. Awaken, celestial mural!
When you think about it, that makes this thing a giant TV remote.
Golden clouds, blazing radiance. What a breathtaking scene.
Look, the mark of their manifestation mentioned in the memory fragment.
How chilling. I wonder if Aquilla is also watching us.
I think 100% the answer is yes.
I remember the Rainfolk mentioned the Titan dislikes overcast days. We might be able to use this to our advantage and change how the mark is behaving by changing the weather on the mural.
Wouldn't this affect Akama?
Don't worry. The mural probably lost its original function ages ago. Akama's light comes from the dawn device shouldered by Kefali anyway.
But will this affect, like, the rest of Amphorius outside of Akama, even if it does?
That being said, there's no power in this device anymore. We have to find another celestial globe if we want to change the weather on the mural.
And we probably have to find a new passphrase to change the weather after.
Device. I'm quite familiar with it.
Are you?
That's a west wind compass of the Twilight Courtyard. We can use it to create a miniature rainbow bridge to walk on. Who knows? It might even lead us to other areas of the Eye of Twilight.
Sounds like a
Technology
plan.
passed down from the Golden Age is finally proving useful. Let's go. Leave the adjustments and calibrations to me.
I just kind of noticed that she has, like, the Primo Gem symbol from Genshin in her eyes. Which is only fitting because she feels like a copy-paste of a character from Genshin Impact. Oh. Gotta go down the stairs, I guess. Huge golden pool down there.
A boiling pool of gold, said to be the energy source that powers the Eye of Twilight's divinity. You should watch your step as you walk.
So there's just a cool pool of melted gold down there. Fun!
The mechanical structure is a bit different from the one used in the Twilight Courtyard. How should I put this? It's a little more complicated.
Can you handle it? Mechanical simplification is the future.
Can you handle it, Hyacintha?
This might take a while, but I think I can manage.
Use the west wind compass to set up a path. West wind compass. Observe the starting point and finish point in direction of the arrow of the compass and distribution red obstacle to rotate. When the rings of the compass reach a finishing point without running into obstacles following the arrow's directions upon leaving the starting point. The red fan-shaped zone represents obstacles that block the path, and the route cannot pass through them. Be sure to avoid them when connecting the route. Select button to choose a specific ring and rotate it and turn it via the yada yada. Confirm route. After confirming a route in the compass mechanism will be triggered, a rainbow path will be... Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Deep breaths and find the way out.
Let's go to...
I think this should be right.
Looks right to me.
Look, the rainbow bridge has appeared.
Well done. Now we can cross. Hey, careful!
Enemies. Oh no, wait. It's memory. This must be Epsilionis' companion. That's Is that a memory?
Is that a winged Pegasus?
Looks like a mythical beast. But this one doesn't seem hostile towards us. Hyacinth! Could it be the legendary?
I'm not entirely sure. We might be able to tell if we get closer.
Well, it's getting further away from us, so let's catch up to it.
We can't assume it's friendly. Keep your guard up and follow it.
It doesn't look like it's real, though. All the mythical
Legend
beasts.
has it that the hero Seliosi was always flanked by two winged companions, Solabus and Lunabis. They were her steeds and comrades. If they are still alive, they might help us confront Aquilla.
That's good to know. Or if Aquilla has fused with her, then maybe they'll stand against us. And I'll have two of the most annoying ads in the final boss.
An illusion? Or the memory dissipated?
How strange. That Pegasus was different from the other memories. It was surrounded in an air of sorrow.
We haven't ran into memories surrounded in an air of sorrow before.
Oh, it's so heavy that it's hard to breathe.
Man, the people in Styxia must have been, like, happily joyous in the fact that they were all dead.
Was that Lunabis's phantom? Did it appear here because it has unfinished business?
We could also just be witnessing the memory of the first time it went to face Aquilla.
If that's really the case, there must be a super strong obsession keeping it in one piece. Could it be some remaining bits of Celiosi's will?
We can't be sure of that yet. Let's take the elevator up to the Eye of Twilight's core first. Lady Lunabis? Is that you? Can you hear me? I am the descendant of the hero Seliosi. We have come to complete her mission.
It's getting further and further away.
That's another one?
Careful! It's not a memory phantom! It looks like it's alive! But it's so twisted and very shadowy, like those black tide creatures!
Hyacinth, watch out!
I think that's the other one.
So, you're Lady Lunabis, aren't you? Then that corrupted being before us must be Lord Solabus. Did you lead us here so we can free your companion? I understand now.
By the way, why didn't we bring little Eco with us? Is it because we're replacing little Eco with the big Eco over there?
You must have been tormented by pain for so long. But you didn't give up. And you've held on to what little is left of your will with such tenacity. Don't be afraid. You're not alone anymore. I am Hyacintha, the healer who inherited the hero's bloodline. Seliosi, the Day Thunder Knight, was once your comrade, wasn't she? Lord Solabus, your body has been completely corroded by the black tide. But I can still...
I don't think
heal
I've
your
fought this
tenacious
corroded version of these enemies yet.
Just like Lady Lunabis, even if you've lost your mortal body, your spirit remains pure. Please, keep holding on to what's left of your will, and I will reawaken you as a heroic soul.
Alright, I think this will be the first combat we've gotten in, like, since that little segment where we played as Cipher. Wonder how much it understood. Words are done. Time for the bat to do the talking.
It must have understood me. It's a creature of wisdom and tenacity, despite being mired in the agony of the black tide.
Man, I kind of wish they put a different expression on your face except warm kindness and smile.
The sunlit wings that once accompanied the hero. If this battle can remind you of your great deeds from back then, it would be my honor. Come on, heroes!
Alright, combat time. I hope I have a good team for this.
Lord Solabus, please break free from the control of the black tide.
Nothing but a
And return to your senses.
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it, or rock with it!
I don't have time for games.
Let's break you because
Some
we
value, I
can.
suppose. Eternal.
I underestimated you.
Ready to lose your... You can fight it, or rock with it!
Break the other one.
I'll see you off.
Let's
Receive
top off Madam Herta.
Impressive. This is worth learning.
Bloom.
Ready to jam.
Repay.
Enjoying yourself.
Alright,
Eternal
now we can
state.
top off health a bit here.
Stay away.
That's
Let's
annoying.
continue. Never seen perfection before? Open sesame. Glimpse the unknown. Curiosity. Endless riddles. Nothing but a void.
These guys hit hard. Feel bad that we had to use the caster's passive there.
It's over.
Not that it mattered. We would have won anyway, but we just would have won with a dead Ron May.
Solabus.
Oh, they can talk now? Hold your horses, you're actually speaking? Hello, Sister Pegasus.
No need to be surprised. After all, this is a world where even a pink puppy can speak.
So you are a puppy?
Oh, I can't believe I'm calling myself that now, too.
Solabus, you're finally awake.
You got caught trying to cross the border. I can't ever help myself. Oh, but he can't talk.
My consciousness has been lost for far too long.
Or guess not.
Finally, I have been released from the Black Tide's cage. Little girl, are you Celiosi's descendant?
She already gave that speech. You already know the answer to that question.
It is me, Lord Solabus. My name is Hyacintha, and my companions call me Hyacin.
Hyacintha, you don't have the scent of her on you.
Well, it's been 1,000+ years.
It's been 1,000 years. Celiosi's blood may have thinned in my veins, but the resolve of the Sky People has never been eroded by time. I've journeyed here to fulfill her dying wish.
How much do you know about her dying wish?
Only as much as the history books have told us.
I know that in order to support the shattered sky, she merged herself with the divine body of the Titan. And I also know that she left behind a message, calling on future generations to one day ascend to the heavens again and reclaim the core flame of Aquilla.
Has the legend changed so much since your people fell to the earth?
Oh good, we're gonna get some accurate lore for once.
Girl, you said you're a doctor.
I guess she did say that. You remember that, but not her introduction, I guess?
You only know how to heal and tend to wounds with such a weak lot in life. How do you plan to challenge the embodiment of the heavens?
With the little help from my friends?
With this long sword, heroic soul.
And my bat, and his spear, and their pink love. Why is that an option? And his
As you can see, we're all Hyacinthia's companions and comrades. You've already witnessed our combined strength.
Also, little Ika, if we had remembered to bring him.
It's not bad, but still lacking compared to her.
Was Ciliosa that powerful?
Solabus, let go of your ego and accept their kindness.
Wow, you're really reasonable.
You've been trapped in time by the Black Tide, while great change has spread over the world. If I'm not mistaken, the god of war Nikador also fell to the hands of these warriors.
Damn! Tell him.
We've laid all the other titans to rest, one by one. Now the final target for the flame chase is the master of this sky fortress. Please guide us to an audience with Aquilla. Heroic souls. Celiosi initiated the era of slaying gods and attaining their flames. Even if she could not witness the end of this era, you will all at least bear witness on her behalf.
Confidence and fierceness. Yes, I do indeed see a shadow of her in you.
The eye. It's moving around.
Aquilla's mark flew away?
Did it sense something? Is that a reaction from the Titan?
Maybe they detected our awakening.
Well, perhaps our presence stirred memories of the fierce battle from 1,000 years ago.
That's actually pretty likely.
We learned from past memories that the Sky Titan fears dark clouds. Would you know more about this topic?
Okay, thank you for bringing it up, Finon. I don't think I could have come up with a way to naturally bring that up in conversation, and clearly you couldn't either, since you just asked it out of nowhere.
What the memo sprite said is true, but you all still need a guide.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Did they literally just call it a memo sprite? Has anyone else referred to Mem as a memo sprite before this?
Follow me, Hyacintha and fellow warriors. Let the hunt for the gods start again.
Sounds like a
Lady
plan.
Lunabis not going with us?
I will be waiting for you all at the next destination, Hyacinth.
I appreciate that.
1,000 years have passed, and yet this place feels the same. Just that there is no more human clamor. This is the Hall of the Sunfolk, where the Sunborn once held grand ceremonies to give thanks for Aquilla's gifts.
So, did the Sky Titan really take the side of the Sunfolk?
Everyone thought so until Celiosi's spear pierced through Aquilla's wrath. Only then did we understand that Aquilla wasn't hiding from the clouds and rain, but from the horror that lurked within the unlit shadows.
The Black Tide.
The Black Tide's threat has forced the Chrysos heirs to complete our flame chase journey, heading toward the prophecy's miracle of Genesis.
Chrysos heirs. In our time, that title used to stir up waves of outrage. But you all seem to be revered as heroes.
A lot can change in 1,000 years.
It's all thanks to those who came before us. Trebios and Aglaea. You must have heard of these two names.
So it was those two who made it to the end.
Well, to the end is a strong phrase.
What does that mean?
Let's not elaborate on unrelated topics. You now know how to activate the celestial globe. So go and force out the Titan in the mural.
They're in the mural?
The road got sucked away by the wind fan?
Wow, it's very convenient that it did it right now.
Did Aquilla do that?
You have nothing to fear. We can use the power of time to rewind it if we have to.
Oh, I thought we were just going to turn the fan on. Wind currents. Eye of Twilight. Change the direction of the wind by rewinding. Enhance your prayers for rewind processes. Okay. While the device is rewinding, tap the rewind button again to interrupt the rewinding, reversing the current. Cool. Let's grab a prayer orb.
Ah, it looks like this device can amplify the power of Orynyx's prayer. Why don't you try to change the wind's direction with this thing, partner? Now the prayer should rewind for even longer.
That was indeed the plan.
Let's try to control the wind's direction with this thing, partner.
A celestial globe is right ahead. Let's go and force Aquilla to
I was
come
gonna
out.
say, where is it? It's over there.
The turn of dawn and dusk, commanding the celestial globe.
I have a feeling this one might have a different passphrase.
Change, celestial mural. The celestial shift didn't work?
Perhaps this device has been damaged during this long, merciless years. You see the two giant circuits on either side of the hall? Maybe we should try fixing them.
These circuits all seem to be corroded by the black tide. Here's hoping those two prophecy tablets can help us out.
Man, I haven't had to do a prophecy tablet in a while. Ooh, that's an interesting looking pattern. Let's do that, followed by that, followed by that.
Smooth sailing so far. We've got one more circuit to fix.
Alright.
Let's keep going and find the tablet on the other side.
How do the prophecy tablets work? All we know is it has something to do with Orynyx's power.
Take it, if it's to your liking.
We finally made it. Hopefully, this is enough to fix the celestial globe.
I hope so. Okay, this pattern looks really straightforward, too. We put that there, we put that there, and then we put that there. Cleanse the filth. This might be the first instance we've ever seen of, like, the black tide just getting physically removed by something. Which just means Orynyx's power has the ability to remove the black tide. Somehow. This is the other way we've seen it get rid of it, but which is, I think this is supposed to be Kefali's symbol.
The turn of dawn and dusk, commanding the celestial globe. Change, celestial mural.
Alright, use the TV remote. Rain clouds. The mark has disappeared again.
Looks like they're still avoiding us. I wonder if it's cowardice, or if they have something up their sleeve.
They fear the black tide. They hide in the sun.
Aquilla of present has long lost their sanity. But instinct still drives them to flee from the shadows, to evade the black tide's encroachment.
Makes sense to me. Zach, were they really that cautious? Does the hero's consciousness still remain?
I have no knowledge of Celiosi's situation, but I am certain that the will behind that mark is not hers. She would not abscond like a disgraceful deserter, willingly exiled by the pursuit of dark clouds. It is time to leave this place. Lunabis awaits you at the next stop.
A moment, please, Lord Solabus. I have one more thing I wish to do.
What is it, girl?
To honor the pact with Celiosi. Her descendants spent a millennium looking up at the sky. I believe my countless ancestors who lived for that purpose deserve to know the truth behind her legend.
Right, you said that there was more to the story.
If you don't mind us knocking on the gates of the past, maybe I can peek into this place's history.
You are the ones who hold Orynyx's miracle. I have no authority to prevent you from delving into the past.
Memi, Gray, could I please ask you for this favor? I want to show the truth to my ancestors waiting on the other side.
Leave it to us. This is your right. The legend is a
There
lie.
are falsehoods in the legends. Then there must be a reason for its embellishment.
And also 1,000 years is a long time, and apparently nobody wrote it down.
The scene here and the previous memories gave me a bad feeling. What else did the Skyfolk encounter after Seliosi challenged the god?
I'll tell you this much. The Winterfolk are catching strays.
I must figure out the truth behind the legend, even if it's for my ancestors' sake.
Hyacinth, you're such a good child. Don't worry, I'm here.
I am also here.
The memories surging here are even more intense than at the entrance. I'll gather them up now, and mold them, and mold them.
Oh.
All done.
Oh, that was easy.
Thank you, Memi. Everyone, please, witness history with me.
I don't think I have a choice.
Daughter of Dusk, have you finally gone mad?
I know it! The child with the blood of 2 feuding clans will one day destroy the Sky Castrum.
Will you really point the tip of your spear at our god? Stay your hand. Your recklessness will only bring divine retribution.
The Sunfolks are facing off against Seliosi. Listen to this part of history. Listen to the conversation between Seliosi and the Sunfolk. Of course I'm going to listen to the lore and not skip it.
Divine retribution? Those innocent children of the Earth were sentenced to total annihilation by the god above. Well, they had nothing more than mere curiosity for things that lie beyond the sky.
Oh, they're talking about that time that Aquilla, like, vaporized that entire place with the skyships.
Look at yourselves. You call yourselves the Sunborn, yet you're unable to bear the blinding sunlight. You even consider sunburns and blisters as a gift from the gods. You declare yourselves the chosen ones, champions favored by Aquilla. Yet you dare not even declare war upon the true threat of this world. Instead, you raise your swords and rattle them at your weaker brethren. You are all.
The fact that they're not showing her means that we're probably going to have to fight her.
My father was also a disciple of the sun. But he taught me resilience and justice and guided me towards the light.
She's definitely going to be one of the phases that we probably have to fight.
He taught me wherever there is light, there is hope. Wretched people. I see no hope left in any of you. Even a shadow has more dignity than you lot.
A shadow has dignity?
Even so, Daughter of Dusk. Even so. You should not shatter our faith.
It's a non-sentient entity.
Not just our faith. Aquilla forged the sky. Nay, they are the sky itself. If they fall, what will this world turn into?
I don't really understand how removing the concept of the sky does anything. Because when you really stop to think about it, there is technically no such thing as the sky. The sky is what we kind of just label what up is. There's... Unless you're talking like the atmosphere itself is not the same as the sky. Sky is such a vaguely defined term.
A prophecy echoes from the horizon's edge. It heralds the advent of a new age. One not ruled by the Titans, but created by mortal heroes. I choose to believe in that prophecy. I must believe in any sign that promises to break the chains imposed on us by the old era. Any sign that will lead us to a new chapter of the world. If you wish to stop me from slaying the god, you'd better muster your courage and draw your bows. Let's see if I will be pierced by a hail of arrows first, or if you will be burned to ash by Solabus!
Well, the word hail makes me think of get the Winterfolk again, catching strays.
How can we even fight you? You're the powerful Day Thunder Knight, a warrior goddess capable of trampling all lands.
I am not a god, but the only mortal in this cage who is brave enough to defy the Warden.
The Sunfolk and the Memory fall silent. Their expressions are ashen despite being under the bright sunlight.
See, you are all truly weak beyond measure. The hunting ground beckons. Come, Solabus!
The hero Celiosi, disillusioned by the Sunfolk's deeds, decided to sever the source of it all. The god they so blindly placed their faith in.
So, all that's different is the reason they fought the god. That doesn't really change the story of the legend all that much.
She was brimming with compassion at that time. Her words were bursting with anger, but her heart had nothing but mercy for the children of humanity.
At that time...
We should get going, Hyacintha. Lunabis is waiting for you all.
We'll get more of the story from the other side.
Aquilla has fled to the other end of the fortress. Let's chase after them. Lunabis will lead the way.
If you say so.
Lady Lunabis, we're here.
Oh, look, more Black Tide.
Aquilla. Even though they have been corrupted by the Black Tide, they still maintain a connection with their kin in this fortress.
They're behind us as well. Maintain formation and don't get surrounded. We're already surrounded.
You think to hinder us, imprisoned Titan? Then we will make you understand that resistance is futile.
They don't seem very afraid of the Black Tide if they're willing to use the Black Tide.
Helpless as ever. Expand your thinking.
I should probably swap my team. The Mark of Manifestation. Fled to another side of the mural.
Don't stop. Follow it to the Titan. Even if plunged into madness, Aquilla is still the Sky Titan. We mustn't let our guard down.
Heroes, over here.
Wow, you move fast.
Let's keep going and aim for the next Westwind compass.
Alright, this puzzle seems fun. Westwind Compass 2. There are treasure icons on the connected route. Obtain them by traveling to their corresponding position or location. There are multiple ways to connect the routes to a single compass. There's normally only one type of route that passes through all the treasures. To interact with the compass to begin the route. Okay. Well, obviously, that goes there. And then that goes there.
Look, the Rainbow Bridge is leading us to our next destination.
I like the design of this Rainbow Bridge.
Let's hurry on. Follow Lady Lunabis.
I wonder if the technology is related to that Rainbow Road thingy that Tribby was flying on in their trailer.
Yeah. Miss Hyacintha, how are you so certain that you could free Solabus from suffering?
My apologies, Lady Lunabis. I was not all that certain. But if even the healer loses hope, then how will the patients repossess their hope for life?
What a kind answer.
Titan King appear to be all have been corrupted by the Black Tide.
The Black Tide is a calamity from beyond the sky. If that's true, the sky's defenses would naturally be the first to be breached.
That makes sense. This would be the first place to be corrupted by the Black Tide if it would have had to gone through here to get to Amphorius. Ah, you're over here. These murals, they depict more than just the Sky Titan. It's a sword. Is that Nigador shoving a sword through the eye? That's a breaking chalice. A breaking hammer. And... Huh. Interesting. I don't recognize that one. Is that carefully shaping the world, maybe?
Now, I shall lead you into the Rainfolk's hall.
Alright.
Legend has it Celiosi's father was a Sunfolk warrior who spent his years fighting and rarely returned to the Eye of Twilight. Her childhood was mostly spent beside her mother, a Rainfolk priest.
Correct. That was true. It was also during her formative years that the conflict between the two tribes began intensifying. The Rainfolk feared the other half of Celiosi's bloodline, and never truly saw her as one of their own.
Ooh, sucks to be her. Meanwhile, the Winterfolk totally being chill. What a terrible childhood, growing up in such an environment, she...
Yet she bore no hatred for her people, and still grew into a passionate young lady. Until people discovered golden blood ran through her veins. That was the final straw that turned disdain into terror.
When did she meet you and Solabus?
What? But the epics said Celiosi left to live in solitude, so she could train her spirit and hone her martial skills. I never would have imagined that she was cast out of her tribe for her lineage and her golden blood.
Even so, she did not despair. She met Solabus and me while she was living alone. We hunted, spent our days together, and forged an alliance.
Well, it sounds like those things might be a little out of order.
I think that oath, stronger than fate itself, kept Solabus and me here to watch over this abandoned fortress.
Despite experiencing betrayal and exile at the hands of her own people, she was still willing to set out on the path to slay the gods for them. Was Celiosi's love for humanity truly so boundless and unconditional?
She's definitely, what's the term? Model-worthy. Oh, hi, little Ika. Why are you only now here?
Little Ika, why did you run out on your own?
This little one.
You're saying you smell a familiar scent on Lady Lunabis?
Isn't she just a memory, though?
They look completely different. But little Ika should also be a winged beast, right? Could it be?
I don't speak doot. Or at least I don't understand it.
Truly, a miracle of fate. Perhaps we did leave something behind for this world. Celiosi.
Lady Lunabis?
Something you want to share with the class?
Is little Ika your...
Please press on, flame-chasing heroes. I can sense it. The radiance of Aquilla shines ever brighter.
Okay. I guess we're just meant to understand the implications.
Where did the Skyfolk go after Celiosi challenged the god?
To the earth.
Just like the countless tribes throughout history, they were drowned in the dark clouds of time.
That could be interpreted so many ways.
Aquilla. They are indeed here.
The celestial globe is right ahead. But there are black tide creatures guarding it.
Looks like we can't skip this fight. Let's go get them. It's another one of those devices that can enhance prayers. Can I leave that to you, partner?
I guess so. I kind of miss when our allies were contributing more than just, we are here for combat. A Titankin that was corrupted by the Black Tide. It seems stronger than before.
Before it was consumed by madness, it must have also faithfully served the Titan, don't you think? No healer can heal all, especially faced with souls that are trapped deeply in the clutches of pain. Granting it a dignified end may be the most compassionate act of all.
May death protect us!
Just a casual half-mil.
Rest now, Titankin.
The celestial globe looks complete, but it still won't start. Is there something wrong internally?
I don't know. You tell me. Maybe it's not damaged, but missing an energy source. Man, Don Hung just knows everything, doesn't he? Look, there are massive objects that look like hard drives.
Hard drives?
Don Hung, remember, we're in ancient Greece. Try to dumb it down for them. Ahem, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. Do you see the two structures that are glowing blue on both sides? Some of them are protruding out, not fully inserted into the slots. My intuition tells me that they have something to do with the energy source of the celestial globe.
Your intuition has always been good. Let's look around and see if there are any mechanisms. That didn't take much effort. The hand of Zagreus always appears when it's most needed.
Does it?
Lady Lunabis, if it's not too much trouble, please wait for a little longer.
It's you all who have to do the work. I've wandered around here for 1,000 years, so this brief moment hardly qualifies as waiting.
Damn. I really like Lunabis. Lunabis is a great character.
Furthermore, I would like to have a moment alone with this little one.
Alone, you say?
Your parents and their parents, have they always been by the Skyfolk side? That is quite comforting.
That is very, very comforting indeed. Maybe the Hand of Zagreus can help us pull the hard drive back to where it's meant to be. The Hand of Zagreus is probably one of my favorite puzzle mechanics we've gotten in Amphorius. Oh, I gotta hammer it in, huh?
This is it? That's certainly pretty crude and simple. Should we go look for the next one?
Woohoo!
All good. Let's keep going.
It's reacting.
As
Looks like I was right.
Gray is getting more and more skilled at handling the Hand of Zagreus. Let's go. We should return and check on the celestial globe. The turn of dawn and dusk, commanding the celestial globe. Blot out the blazing sun, celestial mural.
Okay, TV remote. Go! Where are you gonna run now?
Aquilla has left.
We've already changed 2 scenes on the mural. Where else can they go?
The Winterfolk.
In the direction that the denizens of the sky have prayed to their whole lives. Upward.
Damn, Winterfolk's still catching strays. Will they fly beyond the clouds to the heights that they are beyond our reach? As far as we know, it was Aquilla that placed the curse on this world, preventing Amphorius from ever reaching the realm beyond the sky.
A curse that fell from the sky. I can't verify the truth of this claim. When Celiosi fought Aquilla, the Titan's incarnation did ascend into the skies, but they never attempted to break through the sky's veil to escape our pursuit.
It could also be that they didn't want to win unfairly. Could it be that they too were unable to break through the heavens? It is not impossible. Perhaps the interpretation of the myth is inaccurate. It might be that someone else who seeks to prevent Amphorians from reaching the world beyond the sky. Yeah, it was Lygus.
Regardless, we can only know the truth after we've defeated them. Before we press on, partner, ma'am, let's unveil the history for Hyacintha. The true story behind the legend is yet to be fully revealed.
Okay, leave it to me.
Alright, I guess we're gonna get her depressing childhood now?
Flowing, gathering, recollection, reveal.
Here we go.
Oh, daughter of dusk, who has permitted your return to this sacred land of the Cloudborn? Bearing the blood of heresy and curse of gold, exile is your eternal sentence.
Harsh is not even enough to describe how much of a jerk you are.
My kin of old, I am no longer the immature fledgling I once was. I found my wings.
By the way, is that Malvika's VA from Genshin? I'm not entirely sure.
The shackles you bound me with have rusted away, and I shall decide which direction I'll fly. As for this return home, before I embark on my god-slaying quest, those who worship the god who is about to die deserve to know everything.
So, the dreadful rumors are true.
Coward.
Cursed daughter of dusk. The invincible Day Thunder Knight will soar into the heavens to challenge the Titan!
Why would you do this, Seliosi? You were once such a warm-hearted girl. In this hall of the Cloudborn, you prayed so devoutly to Aquilla.
I kind of find it hard to believe that an entire society lived in these, like, 3 rooms on a fortress.
I've seen through the Titan's indifference, and grown weary
How did they
of
eat?
the tragic dances mortals perform under their neglect.
Then again, I guess in the era Chrysia, there was no death, so I guess maybe they didn't need to eat.
I see how you blame the god for their favoritism, yet lack the courage to rebel against the core of your beliefs. You're quick to turn your blades on your kin, but you never dare to confront the true source of your hatred. I feel sorry for you. I grew up among you, and once saw myself as part of this tribe. The persecution you've suffered runs deep. For that, I understand your hatred towards me. And I forgive you for casting me out.
Noble. I can respect it. You are a very understanding person.
Out of care for you all, I'll walk this path on behalf of everyone. Let the fall of the Eye of Twilight mark the dawn of a new chapter in history. Upon my return, there will be no more unjust gods. When a broken faith finally disappears, the children of humanity will be reborn. The skies will mend, and the divide between day and night will fade away.
You are so naive, daughter of dusk. So powerful, yet so innocent. I fear you. I can't imagine how twisted you may become when you realize that shallow and fragile mortals can't bear the immense weight of your boundless love.
More power to you. Ignore the peanut gallery.
Farewell, my kin. I'll always remember the tenderness you once showed me. Meager, but refreshing. Like gentle rain. Fly, Lunabis.
Lady Celiosi's resolve to slay the Titan was as firm as her farewell to her people was dismal.
Yet, from this memory, I sense something ominous. What happened later, Lady Lunabis?
The fight.
Rather than listening to me, continue onward and witness for yourselves. Follow the trail Aquilla has left, heroes. This time, I will guide you alongside Solabus. Sorry, little one. I hope we still have time to talk later.
Celiosi is such a mighty hero. Yet her partner, who must have walked with her to pass on her bloodline, was completely unrecorded in legend.
If
Was
she
he
passed on a bloodline at
also
all?
a warrior? Or perhaps...
You will soon have your answer, Miss Hyacintha.
It's gonna be little Ika, isn't it? She was a healer. He was a healer, wasn't he? There's still more to do. Oh, we're going this way.
Lord Solabus is waiting for us.
I think we'll go for like another 30 or 40 minutes.
They soared toward the Murals dome. I remember that place.
I remember too, Solabus.
Listen to the final battle between Celiosi and Aquilla.
What exactly happened there?
At the Celestial Murals dome, we dealt Aquilla a fatal blow. The sunlit wings set the Titan's wings aflame.
The moonlit plume sealed the divine body.
The battered hero of the sky pierced the last monstrous eye. It seems that the legend describing the decisive battle was true.
Oh wait, Aquilla might be the partner of Celiosi.
But some things cannot be recorded. They were only witnessed by us.
Would you mind sharing more, honored ones?
After Aquila's defeated scream, we looked to the ground. The people who watched us fight. We saw the expressions on their faces.
Despair, maybe?
Old and young, adults and children alike. They all shared the same expression. Pure, unshakable terror.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. The sky is falling. Chicken Little is screaming.
Our victory brought no cheers or celebrations. The terrified crowd became chaotic, screaming and trampling each other.
Yikes.
When they realized that their centuries-old faith had been overturned by a cursed child of two clans.
They regressed into senseless beasts that devoured their own kin.
Yikes.
No. That would be an insult to beasts.
Whoa.
Solabus and I have never witnessed such madness. Not even in the wildest corners of Amphorius.
That's not a description you want to hear. This outcome was foreseeable. And the naive faith drove them mad. Celiosi was indeed rather naive.
This doesn't align with the historical records. According to the legends of the Sky People, Aquilla, gravely wounded, was determined to fight to the end. To prevent Aquilla from using the sky of Amphorius as a weapon to crush the earth. The hero Celiosi chose to sacrifice herself, sealing the Titan in the process.
This is not this version of the story you told us like an hour and a half ago.
Legends and epics have always erased the cruelty, the bloodshed, and the cries of the commoners, while glorifying the heroes and their triumphs.
Well, considering what happened here, I'm surprised she was remembered as a hero at all. I wouldn't be surprised if she was written as a villain and the story would have been remembered as Aquilla was the hero. So that's my only criticism so far about how this legend was retold.
You'll witness a side of the legend that's never been told, young Hyacintha. With a truth hidden for a millennium before you. Can you still walk with the same conviction?
Yes.
It will be a harsh truth. One that is bound to shake your beliefs. Are you ready to face it, Miss Hyacinth?
Ma'am, you're up.
I am ready, honored ones. No matter what the hidden history holds, the spirits of my ancestors will urge me to make the right choice. This mission is far more important than my personal feelings or biases. If what I'm facing is a distorted history, a lie that's lasted for 1,000 years, I have to believe the one who created it had their reasons and struggles.
I'm now reminded of Escoffier's character story in Genshin Impact, which is a very recently uploaded video on my channel. You can go watch it if you want.
And
I won't spoil it here.
Reasons, I choose to believe they came from a place of goodwill. That's how I see the world.
Aww. Pat you on the head, Hyacintha. I will shield you from the horrors of this world. No, not really. I'm gonna make you face them.
Since you've made your decision, keep moving forward. I've called forth the Rainbow Bridge. Proceed along its path to the Dome, where the entwined fates of humanity and the Titan must be resolved.
There's still more to do. Oh, so much for that. Careful.
They're desperately struggling to block our path, but we've backed them into a corner.
This hurdle is trivial compared to the endless flame chase journey.
You can say that again.
I'll restore the bridge every time, no matter how many times the Titan obstructs us.
Alrighty. We get to do the fun puzzle game again. Okay, we go from here. So, I think, the only one that rotates here is this. Oh, that's not true, actually. You can do this one. Dot, 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 dot. And then we can go up. Which will let us go this way. And then all that's left is, to rotate you back. That was easy.
The miracle she never stopped dreaming of is just one step away from becoming reality.
Honored ones, how did Lady Seliosi become so powerful?
Talent and rigorous training.
Well, at least that part of the legend stayed the same.
Those sound like essential traits for every successful individual.
She is special. Her resolve goes beyond mere stubbornness.
Ah, so she's bullheaded in addition.
Continue forward along the Rainbow Bridge, heroes.
We can reset the compass.
Yeah.
I just realized the Rainbow Bridge makes diggy poopy boopy
Godslayer
sounds.
can tell the state of their prey by its sounds. The gods part, I sense resentment, terror. But as for her, I cannot sense anything.
Something happened to Celiosi, and we still don't know what. Did she really fuse with the Titan? The legend has been wrong on a few things so far. Wouldn't be surprising if that was also wrong. Up to the dome.
Aquilla already seems aware of their fate.
We won't make them wait for too long. A Titan shall get Dawnmaker to have its first taste of blood.
That sword you wield, it seems familiar.
Why would it seem familiar?
Are you sure about that? This is only recently forged.
You did base it off of a sword that exists, though.
Perhaps.
Is this the dome of the Celestial Mural? It's truly marvelous.
The dome still displays a vivid sun. By also covering this mural in clouds, will leave Aquilla no place to hide.
Exactly. Employ the tactics you've mastered to expose them. And...
Hyacintha, we will heed your wishes, channeling our strength to reveal Aquila's true form.
My wishes?
It's been 1,000 years. Without our pact, Lunabis and I might have dissipated like everything else here.
Our pact requires us to await the return of the Skyfolk to their ancestral lands, to complete the mission of reclaiming the Titan's core flame. We will carry out your will, Miss Hyacintha, as faithfully as we kept our promise to Celiosi.
I still want to hear more of the lore, though.
But first, we shall reveal the whole truth of history.
That a girl, Hyacintha. That's what I want to hear.
We will reveal all that befell the Skyfolk after Celiosi initiated the Flame Chase journey.
As it should be.
Be careful. There are multiple threats. Soldiers tainted by the Black Tide. Do they continue to defend the realm of the Sky Titan after all this time?
Perhaps they are protecting the truth slumbering here.
Aside from the descendants of the sky named in the pact, no one else is entitled to access the memories here.
I'm increasingly intrigued by what happened next.
Same.
Let's deal with these fallen guards first, then. Embark on this final lesson in history!
All right.
It feels lighter and lighter in my hands. I feel that I can do more than just cut down evil with this blade. With golden flames, I can forge a new dawn!
I'll see you off. Receive divinity.
Breaks
Repay.
over. Wilt here.
Mimi! Mimi!
As you wish. Embrace a new
Let's
life.
see if this ends it.
May death protect us!
Yeah, that was enough. 600k.
You have fulfilled your duty, guards. Rest now.
God of the Sky, we are here. Your resentment and terror will soon end.
Except we're gonna scare you shitless by turning the last little patch of sunlight into something else.
Lady Celiosi, do you still have your humanity after merging with the Titan? I hope you can witness the harvest of the seeds you once sowed. Now, only the final steps remain.
Something's off.
Yeah, you don't say.
I can feel the memories here churning. It's as if countless emotions have lingered through the ages, refusing to fade away.
Cool, show us.
The wandering memories here
Why is that?
seem to be pleading for something heavy with pain and grief. Like ghosts lingering by the river of souls.
Oh.
Are you ready, Hyacinth?
Yes. The Flame Chase journey is reaching its final chapter. No matter how cruel the truth may be, nothing will sway my determination to finish this mission.
The true history buried in time must come to light. The fates of mortals shouldn't be lost beneath polished myths.
We're on the same page, Lord Finan.
Go to the celestial globe, Hyacintha. The forgotten past will reveal itself to you, one fragment at a time. Hold fast to your resolve. You'll need it to face what lies ahead.
Alrighty, here we go. So we talk to each of them first?
Reveal its truth in order, heroes.
Got it. So we had...
Reveal its truth.
Got it. Oh, this is Speak to the Sky Through Me 2. I didn't even notice that we switched to 2.
The turn of dawn and dusk, commanding the celestial globe. Embrace the clouds, celestial mural.
You pew, motherfucker.
Look who we've caught. An old-fashioned disciple of the ancient god.
Ruthless new believer. Witness the true history of the Skyfolk. Listen to Hyacinth's summary.
The frail titan was conquered long ago by the mighty warrior goddess. Now, they're nothing more than rusted scrap, left in the forge to decay over countless years. Surrender to us, relic of a bygone era. We'll reshape your clouded mind and grant you a place alongside your kin in Celiosi's glory.
Your so-called reshaping is nothing more than torment, both in body and mind. No. I'd rather die than give in to hypocrites like you, hiding behind empty faith and wielding power as you please.
Take a good look at this pathetic fool. Do you see it? What a laughable hypocrite!
So they converted real quick.
You're one of the Sunfolk, aren't you? When you oppressed your own under the guise of faith, leaving countless souls to suffer endlessly under the scorching sun, did you ever consider that even the fiercest sun could one day fall?
I once thought...
Spare us your empty excuses, relic of the old world. I'd rather die than give in to hypocrites like you, hiding behind empty faith and wielding power as you please. You've already sentenced yourself. All we're doing is following through.
Man, and the Winterfolk did nothing.
Do it.
Unless these are the Winterfolk.
Make it clean. A single, sharp cut across the neck.
No! No! No!
The creation shaped by Kefali in their image failed to inherit their compassion and acceptance. Are you alright, Hyacinth?
Oh yeah, we're getting ready to see genocide happen, so it ain't gonna be pretty moving forward.
I'm fine, Lord Finan. I expected this. It's just... thinking about the vision Celiosi held before declaring war on the Titan. This sight is deeply heartbreaking.
Oh yeah, you could say that again.
Let's move on.
Celiosi possessed the strength to slay gods. Yet, she failed to sever the cycle of karma, rooted deeply in humanity's hearts.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta go to this one next. Oh, hang on.
The turn of dawn and dusk, commanding the celestial globe. Drive out the gods, celestial mural.
Could that be?
But how is that possible?
Witness the true history of the Skyfolk. You get to see the judge and the general.
Please, help us, the forsaken Skyfolk. Lady Kindness, you are the strong one who follows the path of shadows.
Actually, we did learn that the current Kindness is like the 27th one. I was doing this in my head today when I was getting ready to play, where I thought about it. Assuming she lived 60 to 70 years, maybe if we want to be super generous and she lived like 100 to 110 or so, she could be about 2,700 years old. So she was definitely around to see pretty much all of history go down. Considering, like, we're only in, like, the year 4000 on this planet, roughly.
The cleaners. Did the Skyfolk conspire with them?
Word has it you hunt those with golden blood, all in your quest to cleanse the world of the filth of those cursed offspring.
And they have some secret technique where they can pass it down to the next generation.
Delivered justice for us. The witch with golden blood struck down the proud Eye of Twilight, desecrating their divine grace. Yet, it is we, the devout denizens of the sky, who are forced to pay the price.
I can smell your despair, Skyfolk. The cleaners are on the side of mortals. Together, we'll erase that blasphemous bloodline from this world. The Day Thunder Knight and her fantastic creatures are far too strong. No one can hope to defeat them in a direct fight. But we'll show you every trick, every strategy you can use to turn the tide.
In their desperation, those ancient disciples were willing to do anything. Even ally themselves with the cleaners. But I'm guessing their plan failed, didn't it?
Those assassins were vicious, but not foolish. They never actually dared to attack Celiosi. They weren't driven by any genuine desire to help the oppressed. Their true targets were the innocent Chrysos heirs, hidden among the Skyfolk.
Yikes. Boy, is Hyacinth's bloodline lucky to still be around.
These schemes only came to light long after the damage was done.
Before the Flame Chase journey began, the Chrysos heirs waged war against each other over who was a legitimate heir of the prophecy. Even Trebi's many selves were pulled into the chaos. At the time, golden blood was seen as a curse. Honestly, it's easy to see why.
It automatically makes you a target by those who want you dead.
Celiosi, where was she in all this? What thoughts weighed on her mind as she watched everything unfold?
I guess we still have one more memory to look at.
You'll know very soon, Miss Hyacinth.
Her unconditional tolerance was met with ruthless betrayal. Her deep love for humanity was reduced to ashes, leaving behind only endless fury.
Alrighty. One last memory.
Of dawn and dusk, commanding the celestial globe.
One
Reveal the history
last
celestial mural.
sky. We're about to get attacked, though.
Now you have nowhere to hide, Titan.
Look, everyone! Over there!
Are those Lady Lunabis and Lord Solabus?
Yes. Those are remnants of their memories from 1,000 years ago.
Witness the true history of the Skyfolk.
Your Highness, what are you planning to do? We are devout disciples of Lady Seliosi. We would never betray her. It's those rats. They are the fools who backstabbed our hero.
Please, please spare us. We were blinded by hatred and misled by those people clothed in black.
Punish them, Your Highness. Without these stubborn remnants of the past, the Skyfolk may finally stand united under the warrior goddess's banner.
The strong crush the weak, twisting faith into a tool for oppression.
The weak rise to power, yet the cycle of hatred endures, unbroken through time.
Yeah, that kind of can see that.
Seliosi has made her judgment.
The corruption within humanity is a sickness beyond cure.
Yet she once loved us with such fierce devotion. Has she given up on us?
Seliosi touched the core flame and gained the vision of the Titan.
She saw what the god fears, rooted in the darkness, spawning from the edge of the world. The black tide, it devours all.
They flee from the clouds, not out of favoritism toward the scorching sun, but merely out of fear of that boundless shadow.
The black tide again.
Yet humanity misinterpreted the gods' intentions, forging them into weapons for fratricide. This history, brewed from sorrow and tragedy, shall end here.
In the name of the warrior goddess, what kind of fate has she woven for us?
We are here to deliver the message Seliosi left for mortals. To my once beloved, yet now unsavable kin.
Yikes.
With golden divine blood coursing through me, even the tyrant of the sky bends to my unyielding light. My light burns far brighter than before, and the fog clouding my mind has finally lifted.
So Seliosi is the Titan now.
I gaze upon this fragile earth through the god's 100 eyes, and resolution fills me. A hero's instinct drives me forward, compelling me to deliver your final judgment.
Your future flows between the boiling streams of the golden pool at your feet.
Oh, they're gonna toss everyone into the golden pool?
Rejoice, for as everyone's flesh and blood merge with liquid gold,
you will finally understand what true unity means.
I've long seen this day coming. This isn't your fault, Seliosi. Your only mistake was placing far too much hope in humanity.
Lunabis Solabus, you...
Yes. We acted as Seliosi's executioners.
That day, countless Skyfolk fell from the dome of the Eye of Twilight, swallowed by golden lava. They spent their entire lives praying to the sky. Yet their devotion never earned them wings to escape their fate.
Seliosi was like a completely different person. Honestly, I understand her.
After learning about everything she went through, I can only feel regret. But I can't condemn her choice.
No, I can condemn her choice. Abandon the people. Don't murder them all. There's a lot of other options you could have taken.
If this is the true history, was Seliosi's fusion with Aquilla truly meant to save humanity from ruin?
Definitely, maybe, but it didn't turn out that way in the end.
By touching the core flame, Seliosi gained insight into the Titan's fear and glimpsed their cold indifference. Aquilla never yearned for mortal devotion. The establishment of the Sky civilization was merely the result of humanity's own doing.
Figures.
The celestial globe, said to be gifted by the Titan to the Skyfolk in the myths, was in truth a creation of mortals.
Disillusioned with humanity, Seliosi began to long for the detachment of divinity. She sent Lunabis and me to the Earth in search of a forbidden art said to fuse human and Titan souls.
Professor Anax's alchemy already achieved such power 1,000 years ago?
He had to learn it from somewhere.
Seliosi, who passed fatal judgment on the Skyfolk, had turned her back on humanity. If this was the path she chose, then whose wish have my ancestors and I been guarding all this time?
The final fragment of history lies just ahead.
Oh, thank God, there's still more.
And claim it, Miss Hyacintha. Just as Seliosi once did. You must take this step too.
Speak with Hyacintha, prepare to face the final truth.
Seliosi had abandoned her humanity. Then, my Twilight Courtyard ancestors and me, are we truly her descendants?
Probably not at this point.
The truth will soon be revealed. No matter what, I will not run away from my mission.
I mean, they seem to be able to sense the blood, so maybe.
Grady, will you stand by my side?
Confront the history and rise to challenge the gods. Take a moment to gather your thoughts.
You're right. We all need some...
Okay, so this looks like the final battle, so we will end here. We've been going for almost 4 hours. And I have a feeling there's still going to be hours of stuff to cover even after we fight the final boss. So, similar to what we did in 3.2, this will be where we end until next time. And then next time, we'll wrap up all of 3.3 in one go. And then we'll probably later on next week at some point just get around to doing the Galactic Baseballer event. I'm not super excited to get it done, primarily because, well, as it currently seems, I get nothing out of doing it outside of upgrade mats. Anyway, stay tuned. And if you want to see what I'm going to be doing, the best way to stay in tune is join my Discord. I leave all of my announcements there. I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing, when I'm going to be doing it, and you'll all have some input on what I might want to do. There's a few series that we're doing right now. We're caught up on Genshin, so until, was it 5.7, we're not going to be playing Genshin for a bit. However, there is some other stuff I'd like to do on the channel. I do like to play card games, and coming up next month will be the release of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. So, if you're really excited for that, stay tuned and stay updated. I'll be covering the story of that game as it comes out, as a longtime Shadowverse fan. Stay safe out there, and see you all in the next stream. Bye-bye.